Give me one good reason. Try to make it work. Give me one good reason not to drop you in the dirt. I've tried to be a good man. I've tried to speak the truth. But I don't know what to tell you now. I'm gonna do what I've gotta do. Cause I've been pushed over the edge one too many times. I done went out of my head, oh, blown out of my mind. I ain't playing no more games, oh, even if I could. If you wanna try me now, I wish a motherfucker would. I've held myself together. I've done what I was told, but a man can only take so much. This shit's getting pretty old. I won't blink an eye, sure as hell won't lose no sleep. I better get my hip boots on, 'cause the bullshit's getting deep. And I've been pushed over the edge one too many times. I done went out of my head, oh, blown out of my mind. And I ain't playing no more games, oh, even if I could. If you wanna try me now, I wish a motherfucker would.
The slow fade. What's going on, Snowplow? I see you, sis. So I'm going to go ahead and say a few things right off rip because I want to get them off now. That way people can watch it and hear what I have to say and not have to listen to a bunch of music and stuff to get there. So, yesterday I decided to just do a deep dive into some things. And so there's a lot of channels out there, right, that have covered, I guess, this stuff between a lot of people for years now. Some that I considered to be troll channels and just never even watched, right? Some that I just blocked, these troll channels. So I started to just go back yesterday and start to watch videos. Some of them I were in, but, you know, I came into that group after the fact. Like I came into that situation after a lot had already happened. And there was a lot of stuff that I missed, apparently. A lot of stuff that I missed. And watching a lot of the stuff that was said by a lot of different people. There was some things that were said that I even heard through the grapevine and reached out to the individuals and said, hey, did you do this? And they denied it to me. Again, I never went and watched all these videos, you know what I mean? And it's crazy going through this deep dive. And that's all I'm going to say. And I should have never took part in any of that, to be honest with you. I feel the only person that has a leg to stand on and has a right to be really, truly upset is Yahweh. That's it. You know, but other than that, like, dude, there has been so much crazy stuff said by both sides, but I didn't realize how much insane stuff was said by some of these people that I was associating myself with. I went back and watched some of the real life, no gimmick stuff. Salute the VA 2 up, 2 down, man. And I apologize, bro, for ever even saying the things that I said in that text, because I realize now that this has been something that's been going on for a long fucking time. A long time. And I didn't know that. And back when all that shit was happening, I wasn't involved in none of that. I wasn't around. I was doing politics, or I was either locked out of my channel. So there was a point there for 8 months that I was locked out of my channel, and I was doing politics during all that. That's all I spoke. From like 2020 on, I was doing politics. I stopped the prison genre stuff. So I wasn't hip to all that. Sure, I heard about, Mouse and stuff like that through the grapevine, but the whole, everything that led up to that, no, I didn't see any of that. And like, I didn't hear like dudes saying, I'm going down there, I'm taking my piece with me and all this and that. Like, it's like this kind of behavior has been going on for a long time. So, me personally, I apologize for ever getting involved in any of that shit. And I'm a man, and I'll say it. Like, if I would have saw that stuff a while back, believe me, I would have dealt with everything much differently. And maybe I should have listened to some of the people that were leaving comments and trying to warn me. But, you live and you learn. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm going to speak on another thing real quick, and then I'm done. This is the last time I'm speaking on it. It's the last time this is going to be brought up. The lady that went on that panel, Deborah. If you're going to only believe one side of a story, then I'm sorry. If you really think that it was just as simple as some lady that I've never met before coming down to Florida and just buying me a car, it was, no, there's a way more to it. Okay. And I'm going to clear up a couple of the lies. I'm not going to show receipts. I'm not going to bring up text because, look, again, she called me son and I called her mom. Okay. Let's just paint that picture. Okay. That's the type of relationship that we had. And I want to clear up a couple lies. She said that we hid the vehicle. That's not true. That is fucking bold-faced lie, and I have text to prove it, but I'm not going to sit there and bring that shit up here on the internet. I'm not going to do it. But the bottom line is I came home from work one day, and there was a guy parked across the street from the house, and he came up, and he said he was here to pick up the Jeep. I hadn't heard anything from Deborah about picking up the Jeep. I knew that there was a possibility we were going to have to give it back, and that was an understanding, and that was fine. But she never said anything about anybody coming to pick up the Jeep. And I told the guy, look, I don't know anything about this. He's dressed in regular clothes. He's not in a tow truck. Like, he's just coming up talking about he's picking up the Jeep. I'm like, look, I got to make some phone calls. I'm not just going to hand over keys to you. I don't know who you are, but let me make some phone calls, and that individual will reach out to you and let you know when a good time to pick up the Jeep is. Immediately, I have the text messages right here. Immediately, I reached out to her and I said, what's up? This guy came to pick up the Jeep. You need the Jeep back? I said, please let him know, let me know when he's going to be coming to pick up the Jeep. And she did. And he got the keys and the Jeep and everything the day he came. All that hiding in the garage. I don't have room to hide anything in my garage. My garage is full, packed. So I don't know what she's talking about, but that is a bold-faced lie. Another thing. The thing that she said that listen, I never asked for a car or anything. I was going to the dispensary. She calls me and says, hey, come and pick me up. I need you to take me to the dealership. I'm like, dealership? And she's like, yeah, I want to go check out a car. I'm like, okay, well, she was talking about moving out here and everything. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe she wants to buy herself a car. So we get to the dealership and she wants to buy me a car. I know my credit's bad. I know Leslie's credit's bad. And she knows the financial situation we're in. And I felt very uncomfortable with it. And I let her know that from the gate. And in the dealership, I even called Leslie because we were going to use her as a co-signer possibly. And her credit was bad. And I told Deborah that when we were sitting there. And me and Leslie had a conversation right in front of Deborah and the fucking dude that was selling the car, the dealership dude, that I was very uncomfortable. Me and Leslie were very uncomfortable. And Deborah said, look, don't worry about it. I want to do this. I will pay the car off. And then when you guys get on your feet, you can pay me back slowly but surely. And then next thing you know, when she got back, there was things with the credit card. And I said, look, see, this is why I didn't want to do this. And then she started talking about she bought me a car, immediately started telling people she bought me a car. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. You didn't buy me a car. You co-signed on a car, basically, is what you did. So stop telling people you bought me a car. And it was something that I was very uncomfortable with. So then let's address a couple other things. The TV, okay? We have a TV in our bedroom. I have a TV in my office. And I have a TV in the guest room, okay? That she stayed in when she visited, okay? So let me just say something. We didn't have one in the living room. The lady came in and started like picking apart our house. She's like, you guys don't have a TV in the living room? We're like, no, we don't really hang out in the living room. You know, we hang out in the bedroom. Well, I'm gonna buy a TV. Well, you don't have to do that. Like we hang out. Well, if I'm moving out here, I'm gonna buy a TV. Okay, cool. Then go ahead. Whatever. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, so she gets a TV. I have text messages. I said, what about the TV? How am I going to get the TV to you? She said, don't worry about it. Just leave it. I said, you need your TV. And I got text messages right here. So then let's discuss the whole thing about we screwed her over and just didn't let her move in. No. She left, and it went on for almost a year and some change of her coming out, supposed to move out, not moving out, having issues, getting sick, that's not her fault. But then there was other times where she couldn't move out because her son, who was on drugs and who was hitting her, stealing from her. Several times I told her in text, I have them, let me come out there. I will fly out there, pick you up. We'll get a U-Haul. I'll get all your stuff and I'll get you out of that situation. She's telling me how there's black mold in the house and they won't do nothing about it. And she's getting sicker and sicker. I'm telling her, Deborah, you got to get out of that situation. Her sons are stressing her out. She's texting me all this stuff. I'm like worried about her. I'm telling her, let me come and get you. And she kept blowing it off and blowing it off and blowing it off. And then finally she knew it was time to sign the lease. And she knew that we either had to move. We couldn't afford $3,000 a month. She knew that. She knew we were struggling from the gate. Why are you even going to try to get somebody a car payment and an insurance payment? That's what I'm saying. She originally said she was putting it on her credit card, and when we got on our feet, we could pay her back. That was what she said originally, and everything changed up, and that's why I didn't even want to do it. I should have never done it, and I should have stuck to my guns when I had a bad feeling about it from the jump, but I didn't, and that's my bad, and I'll admit my faults. All right, but all this other stuff about hiding it, that's all cap, man. And it's disgusting and it's sad that she got up there. And another thing, right before she went up on that panel, right before I went live and everything that night, when she went up on dude's panel, I spoke to her on the phone. And that's when I learned that she had cancer. She didn't have cancer when I knew her before. When we were talking before and all this stuff happened, she didn't have cancer. So, I mean, and I hope she beats it, and I pray that she gets well. But you know what? If she's going to stay in a house that has black mold in it, and she's going to continue to be around kids that disrespect her and treat her like shit, and she's locked in a bedroom all night, I mean, she's going to have problems. And then another thing we realized is that she drinks. She drinks a lot. She drinks and she takes her medication, and it's bad. She starts stumbling. She's fell. She's hit her head. She had to go to the hospital several times. She would call me and she would be belligerently drunk, and I couldn't even understand her. And I would have to get off the phone because I was abused by an alcoholic, and I have very bad issues with people that drink. So it was after she realized that we got a roommate, which she knew we had to do. She knew all this. She knew the lease had to be signed. She knew we had to either get a roommate or we had to move. She knew all this. It's in text messages. So after she realized we got a roommate, and our roommate was like, I'm really uncomfortable with sharing the bathroom. Like, we agreed that, we could have a private bathroom. And And hey, hey, what am I going to do? What the fuck am I going to do? She had a year and some change to get out here, and I'm begging her to get out here. I'm trying to get her away from this situation. I mean, I have text messages to prove it, but I'm not going to sit here and drop text messages. I'm not doing this no more. And I'm not going to talk about it after this. If you're going to believe one side of a story, then that's on you, man. That's on you. I'm not going to sit here and try and prove myself to anybody. I don't know anybody an explanation. You know, there's a lot of people that like to come around and start throwing money around and acting like they got a lot of money. And then after they do that, and I'm not talking about anybody specific, I'm just talking about people on general and on YouTube. They do that. And then when they start falling back on their bills and realize, man, I spent way too much, then they want to fucking bash the people that they gave money to. It's like, stop that. That is not a good look. Don't do that. And is there times that she helped me? Yes, there are. And that's not denying anything. But the whole, I mean, at least tell the whole story. Don't just tell your side of the story and your narrative. Be honest about it and tell the whole damn story. So that's all I'm going to say. Okay? I did a deep dive yesterday. I watched a bunch of videos that I've never watched before and realized that a lot of these dudes that have been running their mouth and doing crazy stuff on both sides are insane. And the stuff they said about people's families, wives, kids, and stuff that I had never heard before is fucking insane. And if I would have ever heard any of that shit, I would have just fucking, I would have never got involved in that shit. Let's just say that. Never. And I'm not going to say that Dub hasn't done anything wrong, because that dude's done a lot of shit wrong and said a lot of foul shit. But I saw and heard what was said to him many times before I even came into this situation. Let me just say, some of it was fucking disgusting. So it was on both sides that people were saying foul shit. And hey, I'll be a man. I should have never even fucking got involved in that shit. Bottom line. If I would have read all that shit and saw all those videos and those clips and took time to watch that shit a year ago, yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. You're gonna have to go back and re-listen, sis. But we're gonna change the topic anyways. Yeah, I said what I had to say, and that's it. You know, you can go back, Snowplow, and listen, but that's it. I'm done explaining myself. And I have nothing to prove to anybody. You know, the people that were around when all this happened, they know what happened. You know, there's people, I'm not even saying names. They know who they are. They were around. They were on the phone with Leslie and everything. When all this stuff was going on, there's people that know what was happening. Know that she wanted to move her son out here. Somebody that was running from the law that's now, I don't know, in jail or whatever, but that was hitting her. I'm literally telling her, let me fly down there and get a U-Haul so I can get you out of that situation. You don't need that. I'll fly down there. I'll get a U-Haul and move you out here right now. Just every excuse in the book. So I don't even want to talk about it no more. I've said what I've had to say. And we're moving on. We're moving fucking completely on. So with that being said, what do you want to listen to, Snowplow? I know what you want to listen to. I know what you want to listen to.
Give me one good reason to try to make this work. Give me one good reason not to drop you in the dirt.
Okay, and I'm going to address this one time and one time only. Listen, I don't want nobody's phone number. I'm not giving nobody's phone number out. I don't want no money for nobody's phone number. Please do not type these messages in my chat. That is not how I operate. Please do not put these messages in my chat. Again, I repeat, I do not want anybody's phone number. I'm not giving anybody phone number out, and I don't want any money for anything. So please stop putting this in my chat. Do I make myself clear? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Thank you for blocking that. Thank you. Yeah, I do not. No, we're not doing that. Don't even start that bullshit. It ain't happening. You will get blocked every time, and I'm making it clear. I don't give numbers out. I don't want no phone numbers, and I don't want no money. You hear that, lawman? You hear that? You hear that, lawman? You hear that, FBI? I don't want no numbers. I don't give numbers out, and I don't want no money. Just saying.
I've tried to be a good man. I've tried to speak the truth, but I don't know what to tell you now. I'm gonna do what I've gotta do. 'Cause I've been pushed over the edge one too many times. I done went out of my head, oh, blown out of my mind. I ain't playing no more games, oh, even if I could. If you wanna try me now, I wish a motherfucker would. I've held myself together. I've done what I was told, but a man can only take so much. This shit's getting pretty old. I won't blink an eye, sure as hell won't lose no sleep. I better get my hip boots on, just the bullshit's getting deep.
All right. Yeah, salute the Bigfoot, man. Hey, that's a giant right there, boy. Man, that's a big boy right there, man. He's got them meat cleavers too, boy. Them big old fucking palms, man. Yeah, you wouldn't want to get smacked by them hands, boy. Motherfucker smack the shit out of a motherfucker with them hands. Um, but yeah, man, I hope you have a good day, bro. I might hit you up a little later, man, via text or call, bro. Shoot the shit or something. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day, brother. You and the family, man. Yes, sir. I think I'm gonna hit some Rush up, man. I haven't heard Rush in a while, but yeah, hey, Snowplow. I've only been to 3 concerts my whole life. When I was in California, I went to Pantera when I was young, and saw them at the Forum. I actually broke my wrist in the pit. Um, but and then when me and Leslie moved here to Florida, we went to see Chris Stapleton. And then we went and saw Avenged Sevenfold, and I forgot who the other band was. So yeah, it's yeah, concerts are awesome. I definitely want to have some more in my life. Oh, Snowplow. Yeah. Yeah, I learned that with Red. You got to be real careful what you use to clean their tanks and stuff. I've never had a fish tank. I've never had one. I've never gotten into it, but they're really cool. They're peaceful to watch, man. They're really peaceful to watch. Just to sit back and trip on them, watch the fish swim around. And there's some beautiful fish out there that you can get and put in those tanks, man. Especially if you do like the saltwater tanks. Yeah. Every 2 weeks, about 25% of it. Then the rocks I clean every month. Wow, Bigfoot. How big of a tank is it? How many gallons? That's awesome, Snowplow. Leonard Skinner. I couldn't even imagine, man. That would be so awesome. Do they even do concerts anymore? Man, I would love to see them, man, before my time comes if they do. With Rolling Stones, that'd be awesome too, man. That's a fucking hell of a band too. That's just old school stuff right there. Classics. That's got to be a lot of work, bro, if it's a big tank. I can imagine. We had a turtle, what was it, a yellow bellied or something like that, a yellow something snapper. And you got to really, with the turtles too, man, you really got to take care of those tanks, because if you let it sit for any length of time without cleaning it, like, regularly, and changing the filters and stuff, man, them things get foul quick. Yeah. Turtle shit. Big. That's cool, snowplow. Yeah, fish tanks are peaceful. Um, I worked at a drug rehab out here for a while, and yeah, they had a big fish tank there too, and I would sit there and watch it. Pretty cool. They had some really cool fish. They had an eel in there, some other stuff. It was a saltwater tank, I believe. Let's see here.
There are those who think that life is nothing left to chance. Take most of only always to direct our aimless plans. A planet of playthings, we dance on the strings of powers we cannot perceive. The stars on the line, or the gods on the line. Blame is better to give than receive. You can choose a ready guide in some celestial voice. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. You can choose from phantom fears and kindness that can kill. I will choose a path that's clear. I will choose free will. There are those who think that they've been dealt a losing hand. Their cards were stacked against them. They were born in lotus land. All preordained, a prisoner in chains, a victim of venomous fate. Kicked in the face, you can pray for a place in heaven's unearthly estate. You can choose a ready guide in some celestial voice. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. You can choose from phantom fears and kindness that can kill. I will choose a path that's clear. I will choose free will.
I like that song. Lady Savannah, good morning. Salute, Kenny, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate it, man. Listen, man, I'm a work in progress, man. I am not perfect, and I'm flawed just like everybody else, man. And you know, all I can do is live and learn, man. That's what we do in life, brother. But I wanted to share something real quick, man. Salute to my brother Conrad, man. I just I want to go ahead and share this real quick, man. Let me make sure I shared the audio. I think I did.
Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Loyalty over life, quick claim the family. I ain't got no friends, nigga. If you my brother, that's to the end, nigga. I tell you I love you, nigga, I love you, thick it through thin, nigga. For all that struggle, we bout to bubble that times 10, nigga. It's time to win, nigga. Jump off the porch and went to get it in my forces and my fitted. Niggas go from boys to menace when they force their independence. Forced to come up with it, wanting horses in my engine. You either gon' be mad as fucking life, I go and live it. Dollar in a dream, I had a quarter of some midget. My sources said he did it. Nigga, I'm beside you. If it's water shit, I'm with it. Of course, I'm in attendance, moving corporate without business. Torture when it's finished. Voicing their opinions about my choices and decisions. And voices steady pending. Toward a steady pending. Trying to avoid a missing period or never in a sentence. Only got.
Hold on.
Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Loyalty over life. Quick claim the family. I ain't got no friends, nigga. If you my brother, that's to the end. I tell you I love you, nigga, I love you, thick it through thin, nigga. All that struggle, we bout to bubble that times 10, nigga. It's time to win, nigga. Jump off the porch and went to get it in my forces and my fitted. Niggas go from boys to menace when they force their independence. Forced to come up with it, wanting horses in my engine. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Loyalty over life.
Hey, salute to Conrad though, man. He's got a fight coming up, man. Conrad, Mile High Hustle. Matter of fact, I think let me see. I think I have him programmed in here. Yep, there it is. I don't know if you can click the link. I don't know if it's showing two different lives or not, but man, if you haven't tapped into Mile High Hustle, please do, man. That's a good dude right there, and he is loyal, good people, man. That man, hey, so many times he's reached out to me, man, and just good fucking people, good people, man. If you haven't tapped in with him, please do. And he's got a fight coming up, and hopefully there'll be a way to watch it and support it. I'm definitely gonna be tapped in if I can. But that song and that joint right there, woo-wee, let's listen to that.
Quick claim the family, yeah. I ain't got no friends, nigga. If you my brother, that's to the end, nigga. I tell you I love you, nigga, I love you, thick it through thin, nigga. For all that struggle, we bout to bubble that times 10, nigga. It's time to win, nigga. Jump off the porch and went to get it in my forces and my fitted. Niggas go from boys to menace when they force their independence. Forced to come up with it, wanting horses in my engine.
Somebody way younger than him. And it probably, I don't know if he'll be bigger than him. Conrad's not a small guy. Conrad's pretty big. I think he's 6 foot something, and he's a pretty big dude. So I mean, I'm like almost 6 foot. I'm right there. Like I'm like right at 6 foot almost. I'm 220, but I don't go to the gym like I should. I work, in the construction industry. So I get a lot of exercise that way. But I'm going to tell you something, man. I need to start working out again, man, because I'm not as strong as I used to be physically. And I used to be very strong. When I came home from prison, my arms on the hang were 18 inches. And, so like I used to be very, very, very healthy. And I got to get back into that, not just for the mental health state of it, because that was some of the time. I'll be honest with you. Some of the time that I felt the most strongest, mentally strong, was when I was incarcerated. Straight up. I'll be honest with you. Some of the times that I felt most physically and mentally strong was when I was incarcerated. And maybe that's because that's when you have to be mentally strong and physically strong at all times. But I mean, that's just being real. And some of the most peaceful time I've had was when I was in the shoe by myself. That's real. In prison. That's kind of crazy to say if you think about it, but some of the most peaceful time I've had, as far as like being able to think, being able to process things, taking vows of silence, not speaking for days, slept for a year without a mattress on steel and a sheet, Just stuff like that I would do. And it's hard to do that kind of stuff out here. You can't take a fucking 9-day vow of silence out here in the free world. You know what I mean? You can't go to work and be like, can't talk. You know what I mean? Like, you got to talk. Hey, I agree totally, man. Size don't matter. I agree, bro. I mean, you can see Conrad fought a beast, bro. A beast. Conrad fought a beast. Let me see if I can find the short. Hold on. Conrad fought a fucking beast of a dude. And that just tells you that, hey, I forgot he was a fucking big ass dude. And that just goes to show that size don't matter. Like, it just does not matter. You can be big, you can be small. I got a buddy, Monkey Mike, to your point, bro. Go fuck you. I don't know how to say your name, bro, but to your point, I got a buddy named Monkey Mike, man. And that dude is very short but healthy. And I've seen that dude fucking lift dudes 2 inches off their feet, bro, knocking them cold out, bro, one punch. Like straight up, bro. Like knock the fuck out, cold turkey, one punch, lift him off his feet an inch or two. Like straight up, bro. And he was short. So yeah, size don't matter, bro. Like size never matters. The only time size might matter is if you're in like a small space with somebody, like in a cell. If you're in a cell with somebody and they're big, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. In a prison cell, it's all concrete and steel. Period. So if you're in a cell with a big ass dude that can grab you and make you touch everything in that cell, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. It don't matter how many hands you have, all that. It don't matter. It don't matter how much hands. It don't matter. If he can get his hands on you and make your fucking head touch that metal and that fucking concrete as many times as he can, there's not much you're gonna be able to do about it because the cells are so small. And then you got 2 bunks, 2 lockers, your desk, the seat, and then the toilet and sink. Like, and man, if you're in there with a big dude and he gets his hands on you like that and it's just able just to fucking just bounce you off everything, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time, dude. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to dudes. I've seen it happen, man. But yeah, normally size would not matter. Size would not matter normally. Let's get back to this joint, man. But yeah, he's fought big dudes, man. Conrad's fought some pretty big dudes. But this is his first real like pro fight. So I'm really excited for him, man. This is like his like real like first pro fight. And I'm just excited for him, man. He's been working so hard for this. And I haven't even seen him on YouTube really that much, man, because he's been stepping back to just focus on this fight because that's what you got to do, man. Your head's got to be in that game when you get in that ring like that. Boxing's a whole different level. It's about fucking stamina. It's about, your cardio. There's a lot into boxing, man. It's your defense, man, your ability to dodge shots, your footwork. There's so much into it. It's not like MMA and big difference in boxing, man. Chaz, what's going on, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, brother. You never seen that Madagascar prison documentary? You want to talk about hell on earth? That makes our prisons look 5-star hotel. Hey, bro, that's true though, Chaz. You're absolutely right, brother. Hey, I've seen documentaries, bro, on prisons, bro, in other countries, bro. Like we literally in California, you can have a TV. You can have a 13-inch TV. And before I paroled, they switched to flat screens. So they had to be clear and they had to come from a company and everything. You know what I mean? But literally, you got a 13-inch flat screen TV. You can have a radio. And now I guess you can have tablets. That wasn't in there when I was in there. That wasn't even thought of yet. I don't think when I was in there, as far as like giving inmates tablets, I don't think that had happened anywhere yet in 2010 when I paroled. But now I guess they got tablets too. So, you're right, bro. You're right. You're absolutely right. You can go $180 store draw a month if you're A1A, if you work and stuff in there. If you don't work, you can go half of that. So you can go, you know what I mean? You can go 180 full draw, or you can go half of that if you're not working. Even if you're C status, like if you're C status because you refuse to cut your hair, you refuse to work or whatever, even if you're C status, you get to go to for a quarter of that. So you know what I mean? It's like no matter what, when you're in the hole, you can go a quarter of 180 draw. In the hole, in the shoe, you know what I mean? You can have your TV. You can have your TV or you can have a radio. So usually what you would do is you would get a TV and your celly would get the radio. You know, it's just like, bro, like you look at these other prisons in these other countries, it's insane, bro. These dudes are piled into cells, bro. Just and that one in is that the one that's in Madagascar prison? Let me look it up, bro. Hold on. Let me look that up because I don't know which one you're talking about, dog. Or is that the one that's in Venezuela or whatever? That crazy one, that max security that dude built over there and makes them all like go butts to nuts and shit and bend over and everything when they walk. Madagascar prison. Madagascar prison. Okay. Holy shit. We're going to bring this up, bro. Oh, yeah, bro. Let's bring this up. Let's check it out, man. Good shit, Chaz. Let's peep this out real quick, man. You want to talk fucking hard? You want to talk hard? You want to talk prison? Let's talk prison right now, man. Like this is like not even like this is on survival on a whole nother level. You're trying to figure out how you're going to eat in some of these places, like straight up. Like you're trying to figure out how you're just going to get a bowl of rice in this motherfucker. Like this is crazy. Yeah, I've seen prisons like this. I already know what to expect. Tablets blow my mind that they have access to them. Yeah, Snowplow. I think they do that just because of the phone call. I don't know, and I'm sure that it has something to do with them. I'm sure they can monitor them. You know what I mean? I'm sure they can monitor them. So I'm pretty sure that they did that for reasons. You know what I mean? There's always it's you know it's a game of chess. You know, and cat and mouse, you know, and I think that they might have done that because they know that they're going to be able to send messages and stuff to their approved loved ones, and in that they're going to be able to possibly catch people slipping up with things and you know catch stuff. You know, usually people are using you know some type of code or you know I remember when they first realized what they were using, it was some type of crazy ass ancient way of writing and yeah, it's crazy, man. Like and I'm not talking about runes. I'm talking about like some kind of crazy type of way of writing in code that they literally the FBI had to break it. And that took, you know, I mean, they broke it. That was the FBI broke it. And I mean, so that's what I mean. Like, it's like cat and mouse, you know, they'll figure out a way to try and like win. And then, you know, you got to figure out a way to try and beat them. And that's probably what they gave them the tablets for, honestly. You know what I mean? They're trying to get information. I was trying to see Bigfoot. My buddy is 5'5", and I seen him fuck some big dudes up. He grew up, my brother and I, a couple giants, so that probably helped. Absolutely, bro. When you grow up with dudes and you're fighting and scrapping each other, and you know, and horse playing and wrestling, and man, all that shit helps, man. I remember all my friends and us used to fuck around horse play and fucking fight and just clown around, throw the gloves on, whatever. I think the Numbers gang runs all Africa prisons, and those dudes ain't no joke. Interesting. I've never even heard of that. Yeah, you're right, Snowplow. It is El Salvador. It's El Salvador. You're right. That max prison. Let's check this out.
To be imprisoned here in Madagascar is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to anybody.
The guards are only equipped with antiquated carbines, rusty machine guns, and worn-out nightsticks or cudgels. But they also have a place that all inmates fearfully call the hellhole.
Oh, hell no. Now that's a fucking hole. Hey.
You get sick in there. I could hardly breathe for the stench. I had to lie between pools of my own urine and my own excrement. Terrible.
The closest thing I can say I came to that, right? And now that's a fucking hole. You want to talk about shoes and holes and shit? Now that's literally a hole. The closest thing I ever came to something like bad, like that kind of bad, was in LA County, bro. The way the hole is set up in LA County, it's single cell, but it's like sheet metal. The bunks are made out of sheet metal. So like the first cell will be a lower bunk, and it'll be like it'll be like this. And then the next cell will be a top bunk, and it'll, so you'll be sleeping on top of the way it's built in the cell next to you. It's hard to explain, bro. It's hard to explain, but at night, at 9 o'clock every night, they would shut the fucking lights off, bro. And when they would do that, the roaches would come out, dog. And because you're on a bunk like that, that's not separated from the wall like most other bunks, literally the roaches would crawl on you, bro. So you would have to take the fucking wool blanket, those nasty ass fucking scratchy ass wool blankets, and tuck it underneath you as hard as you could, man, and try and just pray to God that motherfuckers didn't get in the blanket with you, bro. And if they did, you'd have to hop up and shake it out, man. It was fucking foul. That was the closest that I've ever came to like some conditions like this, bro. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that, and that's just being real. In prison and all throughout the 13 years, juvenile hall time, all that. I've never experienced. That's the closest I've came to experiencing something. And in LA County, they got a lot of rats like running around, like, you know what I mean? And they'll get on the bunks and try and get into your food and shit and stuff. But nothing, never can compare to nothing like this ever.
The hygienic conditions, intolerable. The inmates live among heaps of garbage, with cockroaches, rats, lice and fleas.
Oh, God.
I'm scared of catching the plague, or leprosy, or some other terrible disease. I'm afraid I'll die in here.
This jail is also home to women with babies, among trash and vermin, with no special treatment.
You can't raise a child here. The babies constantly contract new diseases.
It is a fight for survival in Antanimora, the toughest jail in East Africa. Madagascar is one of the poorest and least developed.
I'm going to have to pause it every once in a while as we watch it, guys, because of the copyright. But that's sad, man. That right there tugs at my heartstrings, man. Bad. That's just fucking wrong, man. Those babies don't need to be in those conditions, man. That is sad. That right there is heart-wrenching. That's sad.
Countries in the world. Average wage, less than $33 per month. The crime rate is growing rapidly. And the spread of diseases is a problem too. This is one of the last regions in the world where the plague, also known as Black Death, still exists.
Oh, wow.
Especially in crowded areas, like in the capital city, Antananarivo, population 2 million. In the heart of the island's largest city. Overcrowding, suffering, despair.
And we think we got it bad, man. We think we got it bad. Hey, do me a favor, please. And I don't want to talk about any other creators or anything in here. I appreciate it. We're talking about this right now. I got nothing to say about dude or anybody else. So I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I'm cool, man. I ain't got nothing to say about any of them dudes.
The Maison Centrale Antanimora, a prison with an infamous reputation, known by its inmates as the horror jail.
These motherfuckers running around with automatic weapons, guys. These cops, like in California, they literally have mini 14s. They have the block guns that shoot at first they were shooting wooden blocks, and they were supposed to skip fire them so they would kind of splinter apart, and they would never do that. And that's what I got shot with, was the wooden block, and it split my eyebrow open. But now they use the rubber bullets. They use the rubber instead of the wood in the block guns. But they got the K-49, the pepper spray. You know what I mean? They used to have shotguns and sidearms. I don't think they still have any of those anymore. But they do have mini 14s in the gun towers, and they got the block guns, Big Bertha, and I think tear gas and stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, definitely no fucking machine guns. I'm just saying.
Is the main prison of Africa's desperately poor island state of Madagascar.
Hey, brother, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, bro. It's cold outside. It ain't cold out here, bro. I wish it was cold over here. Shit. Hey, I appreciate that, the Lonely Ranger. I really do, man. I appreciate the respect, bro. I don't even want to engage, bro. I'm cool. So thank you, man. And welcome, bro. I've never seen you in here, so welcome.
11 a.m. The new prisoners arrive. Pickpockets, crooks, murderers, rapists. The jail's daily criminal intake. And the procedure is the same for all. Likewise for this newcomer. Admission in the guard room of Antanimora.
Hey, right, Snowplow?
Moraniria Rakoto Arisoa is the duty officer, the superintendent. The 39-year-old frisks the new inmate thoroughly for weapons, drugs, mobile phone. But there is nothing but fear, and his whole body is trembling. First, he must hand over.
That dude is shaking. That dude he's trembling. He's trembling. I've never trembled going into jail, ever. I'm not going to say I wasn't. Like, if anybody tells you they weren't, like, feeling some kind of fear in their heart when they went to jail or prison and stuff, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Everybody is going to experience some type of fear or concern going into situations like that. I don't care who you are. It's bottom line. You're going on a yard with, a fucking 1,000 men. You know what I mean? You're going on a fucking yard with 1,000 men. A lot of them are murderers, lifers, don't care. So you're not going to tell me you're not going in there with some little bit of fear. Now, whether that fear lasts long, that's a different story. But I've never went in there like
for his belt.
This dude is trembling. He's scared to death.
That's got to stay here.
He could use
Hell yeah, bro. I would not be wanting to go through this shit at all, dog. Oh, I'm glad, Chaz. Thank God, bro. I'm going to go out on the back patio and smoke me a big old fat blunt and chill, brother. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, this is definitely like Satan's prison, bro. This is insane, dog. We haven't even got into it yet. Hell yeah, Eddie. Like, bro, anybody that says they wouldn't be scared of going into something like this, bro, is lying, bro. Especially if you're from another country and shit, bro. Like one of us, an American going in here. Oh, hell to the fucking no. Bro, I'd be fucking tripping. Come on, man. If you got to admit that shit, bro. And you know these motherfuckers got bone crushers in there, bro. Bone crushers, bro. If not, maybe even some pistols up in that bitch somewhere.
Use it to injure other prisoners or commit suicide. It will be registered here in our logbook, and he'll get it back when he's released.
If he can find it. Ricardo is hardly aware of what's happening to him. He is here because of theft and totally confused.
I'm scared. It's my first time here.
An auxiliary guard leads Ricardo to his cell block. The new arrival has no idea how long he will have to remain. He is in pre-trial detention. Around 700 prisoners are locked up with him in this one block alone. 3 times as many as there should be.
I don't know what to think yet. I've only just arrived. Maybe I'll meet somebody I know.
As every inmate in Antanimora, he is also assigned to a group dormitory.
Yeah, you got this, Snowplow. Ride it out, sis. I mean, if I ever have to, I just use that synthetic urine. I've always beat them on a urine test. But you know, if it's a blood test or a hair follicle, you don't want to fuck around. But I've always beat them on the fucking UAs with the synthetic urine. Always. You just gotta do it right. But anyways, but you know, like the job I'm at right now, I don't even have to worry about that kind of shit, man. Everybody smokes bud, you know what I mean? So it's not even an issue. But you know, it's just it depends on where you're in construction. Usually that's not even an issue. People don't care about that type of shit. They only care about like harder shit, you know. And sometimes they don't even care about that, man. They tell you, like, I don't care what the fuck you do on your off hours, just don't come in here loaded, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, just be careful.
There are no individual cells in one of the world's toughest prisons, and certainly no bed for a newcomer. Ricardo will have to sleep on the floor.
Damn.
We've just got too many prisoners. They suffer because of it, and there's no solution. The way it works right now is that you only get a place up there when another prisoner is released.
Hard. It's hard.
Man, he's shaking, dude. That dude is shaking. Man, I feel for this dude for stealing. But they still cut off hands in some countries for stealing, like straight up. They still do shit like that in some of these countries. You steal in some of these countries, they'll cut your fucking hand off. So I mean, you know, but damn, for stealing something, he's trembling. Hey, Snowplow. Hey, Snowplow. Nah, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you off of here. I'll tell you exactly how to do it and where to go and everything, sis. I've never failed one, and it goes to the lab every time. I've never failed one, ever. As long as you got the temperature right and there's a way to do it. It comes with the thing and everything. Trust me. I've never failed one, ever. I'll talk to you when we get off here. And you can do your own research too and look it up. But I'll tell you exactly what to get and everything. And I'm sure they have it down there.
Every dormitory has a cell boss or manager, who is likewise an inmate. He explains the rules to the newcomer.
We demand mutual respect. No drugs, no brawls, no booze. Food at 3 p.m.
Now that's interesting. That's fucking interesting. Did you guys catch that?
boss or manager, who is likewise an inmate. He explains the rules to the newcomer.
We demand mutual respect. No drugs, no brawls, no booze. Food at 3 p.m. At 5, everybody back in the cell. Curfew.
Hey, I wish the fucking California prisons were ran like that.
At 8. Be smart. Don't make any trouble. There are just too many of us in here.
Shit.
Too many inmates.
That's what I'm talking about.
Far too many. One of Antanimora's major problems. Around 3,000 prisoners are locked up here in the center of Madagascar's capital. Originally built to house 800, all 5 blocks are drastically overcrowded. Petty criminals, political prisoners, serious felons, all packed together. More than 50% of the inmates have yet to be convicted. According to the Red Cross, they can sit here awaiting trial for up to 5 years.
What the fuck? 5 years without even going to court? Holy shit. That's wild, dude. They just do whatever they want in some of these countries, man. Hey, did what's his name ever get out from that? Where was it? Was it Korea or was it China? Japan? That dude that does the stupid stunts and pranks and shit. Vitali or whatever his name is. Did he ever get released? I saw some like story that he lost a hand or something. Got it. I don't think it was true, but did he ever get released from that from wherever he was at? He went over to some country, I think it was Japan or one of these countries, and he was like clowning the police and doing all kinds of pranks like he does, and they fucking hemmed his ass up and put him in jail real quick. He's free? Is he free?
In order to maintain some kind of overview of the mass of people, there's a head count several times a day, conducted by hand, with pen and paper. The number of prisoners is then noted on a chalkboard and in a logbook. The entire accounting process is chaotic and hopelessly antiquated.
Oh my God.
What you see here behind me is our archive. We don't have any computers, only some old typewriters we hardly ever use. We've got nothing. We just keep on doing what we've always done. Here, for instance, are the books from the 70s and 80s. What else are we supposed to do?
What represents an administrative problem for the guards is sheer torture for the inmates, since overcrowding makes any privacy impossible, especially at night. 5 p.m. Roll call in East Africa's toughest jail. The prisoners gather in the largest block, then it's off to the cells, the hours most of them dread.
The rapes are unbearable. Men rape other men in there. I'm terrified it will also happen to me.
See, that's one thing in California, man. There was only one rapist that I ever knew of as far as a white dude. And like whites and Mexicans, Southsiders, Northerners, and most of the black population, they don't go for any of that shit like that. The others, they don't. That rape is like a no-no. Whites, Northerners, and Southerners, and others, if somebody does something like that, they are immediately dealt with. Like if they get caught doing something like that or find out they did something like that to somebody, that's it. And I remember there was a notorious motherfucking dude that did it to a couple young men. And one of them, he actually unalived in the cell in a very disgusting manner. And his name was Pincushion. And they called him Pincushion because he'd been stabbed so many times. And he would always live. And literally the dude got air flighted off yards and lived every time. I remember a story when he was in the kitchen and they had the Southsiders move on him because they were the only ones that could get to him at the time. And the dude literally was running out of the kitchen with a stew pot over his head so they couldn't hit his neck and his head. And he's running out the kitchen with a stew pot over his head. I found out since I've been home that he actually got killed finally on an S&Y yard. Somebody finally yoked that dude on an S&Y yard. And it couldn't have happened to a better person, honestly. The way he did that young man was disgusting. And that was like the only real story I had ever heard of like somebody like that. Like, yeah, that kind of stuff just don't happen in California. It's not tolerated. There's too many politics and racial lines, and that's why it's like that. It's segregated and there's rules and that's, shit like that don't go down. Now, has it? I'm sure, yeah. And like I just told you, that one story of that dude I know about, but it's not like it happens in other states and other prisons. It don't happen like that in California. Very, very rarity will it happen.
And diseases also lurk in the overcrowded cells.
There are too many of us in one cell, and there are fleas everywhere. You can't escape them. You can't even move.
Fleas?
That's what's given me this rash.
Fleas? What?
They are everywhere in their clothes. Fleas and lice.
Oh God. Hell no.
It's a small eternity before all the inmates are in their cells. The last opportunity for some hours of fresh air and light. It's Riza Rapanuel's 7th hellish night. The 43-year-old is accused of embezzlement and is awaiting his sentence in Antanimura. His sleeping quarters. Riza doesn't have to sleep on the floor. He has a space on the wooden platform, rented from another inmate, for $10 a week. But even so, he still finds it unbearable being cooped up.
The smell of the toilet, once the door is closed, it's impossible. You don't have fresh air, not enough air, and the fleas will come out very soon because of the heat. The cockroaches, don't know if they are already running around.
Yeah, that right. Even looking at that roach gives me heebie-jeebies. Like, yeah, we don't do no roaches. Nope. No way.
The old convicts hardly notice them. You can get used to anything, they say. Even 100-degree heat in the overcrowded cells. Prison regulations stipulate 2 hours prayer before evening lockup.
Imagine how it smells in there. Just imagine the stench. Imagine how bad it stinks in there. Just think about it. These guys aren't getting proper hygiene. It's fucking 100 degrees in there. You got fucking how many bodies in a small fucking cell crammed in there? Not to mention you got lice and bugs and oh man, dude. Ooh, we are fucking spoiled. Straight up, we're spoiled.
For most, a tiresome chore. For others, a necessary prop.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, amen.
Up to 150 prisoners in a room built for 30, locked in for 12 hours every night.
We've got a very little space to move. Those people, they clap their hand at night to turn around. They can't turn around as they want to.
7 p.m. and the last prisoners are now in the cells. Those with auxiliary jobs are allowed to remain outside longer. Now, zero privacy, unavoidable physical contact.
Oh, let me tell you guys something, man. It wasn't this bad. So I will say there has been some times where I've been in some similar situations. It wasn't this bad. But in LA County, in the big dorms, literally how those dorms are set up is the bunks are literally right next to each other. There's only like an inch or two separating each bunk. And then there's a bunk an empty bunk that separates each race. You feel what I'm saying? So like you'll have like a whole row of black bunks, and then you'll have a dead bunk, and then you'll have the Hispanics that start, and then you'll have a dead bunk, and then it's the whites. But literally, the bunk beds are almost touching each other. So like if you roll over, you're rolling over onto the dude next to you's bunk. I mean, that's how bad it is in LA County. So like, you know, that's why when I went back to the LA County the second time, I was like, dude, when Taz asked me to come up to the gang module, I was like, bro, bring me up, bro. Because yeah, I'm not trying to fucking stay in no conditions like that, dude. Like it's foul. It's disgusting. And I couldn't even imagine it being like this. This is real. This is nuts to butts. They're literally hugging each other right now. They're literally up against each other with lice and wee boy.
And for the first time in the night, the cell boss gives the order to turn over.
Come on, turn around.
Hell to
5 a.m. next morning, they'll be released. Just when some of them had finally managed to get to sleep.
Yeah.
Antanimora prison in Madagascar, an overcrowded prison of horrors, claustrophobic conditions, horrible sanitary conditions, vermin, insects, bugs, cockroaches. It gets even worse. Women too are imprisoned here with their children. Whoever doesn't comply ends up in the notorious hellhole.
It's damned tough. You're virtually sitting on your own excrement.
And these prison inmates spread the deadly plague. More on that later. A new day in Antanimora prison.
So, hey, Chaz. Oh, hey, sorry, I thought you were Chaz, brother. Hey, that's good shit, brother. You and Chaz got almost the same fucking blue profile picture like that. Hey, that's good shit, brother. I need to start going. Yesterday, man, a good brother of mine hit me up while I was live. I don't know if you remember that or not, but you know, he just needs somebody to holler at and talk to. So he came over and we were talking. And bro, he said, man, next week, let's do it, man. So we're gonna start going next week, man, to the gym, me and him. And that's what I need, man. I need a driving partner for a little while, right? Somebody that's going to keep me accountable and I can keep them accountable. You know what I mean? And get in there every day and just grind, man. Do what we got to do, bro. And muscle has memory, man. Like within, you know, 6 months, dude, I'll be right back where I was at. You know, it don't take long, but and then shit in a year or so, yeah, big difference. But it's funny you said that, but yeah, that's definitely, man, something I'm about to start doing again. So yeah, man, enjoy, brother, enjoy.
The weekly roll call. The guard troop and their officers gather outside the prison. They sing their garrison anthem, a song about the joys of harsh service. Moraneria Rakoto Arisoa is one of 2 duty officers. His shift lasts 48 hours. He's married and a father of 2. He's been working in Antanimora for 15 years. He knows the prison like the back of his hand. The small guard room in the front yard is his office and the heart of the institution.
Hey, I know. Hey, Lady Savannah, it's hard to watch, but I think it's relevant, man. It needs to be seen. I mean, this is it just makes you realize, man, how much we have to like be thankful for. Like, you know, like seriously, like these dudes, like, yeah. It just reminds you how fucking, you know, truly blessed a lot of us are. This is crazy. Like, and our prison systems are we're spoiled in there. Like straight up. Like I can't say I've ever experienced any kind of environment like this while I was incarcerated. The closest thing I came to a really foul place was Chino. Chino was disgusting. Chino literally, the windows were all broken out in the cells and shit, so people would throw all their trash down below, and it would all pile up below the cells. So you can imagine there's rats and everything down there, right? And how they would get rid of it, get this, they would literally bring a fucking blowtorch thing, one of the big blowtorch things, and just burn it all. Just burn it and just leave it. And just every time it would pile back up, they just burn it. Straight up, dude. That's how they'd get rid of it. It was crazy. And that was like the most like foul, like dirty prison I'd ever been in, was Chino. Now, as far as county jails go, and as far as any of them, prisons and anything, LA County had all of them beat hands down. That was just the most disgusting place I've ever been. But yeah, but I've never seen anything like this. This is crazy. Yeah, and idiots want to cry about America and you know and how the conditions, like, really, like, listen, I understand about conditions as far as abuse, okay, and abuse of law. Like, I get that. There's a lot of that goes on, right? So that's different. We're not talking about abuse of law and you know what I mean, we're talking about the conditions these dudes are living in. But like, as far as like abuse of law and stuff like that, that happens a lot, you know what I mean, in the California Department of Corrections and throughout the country. So there's a lot of corruption and stuff that happens. But as far as living conditions, we're fucking spoiled, rotten.
The place all must pass. Entering.
Absolutely, bro, Chaz. And I know that for a fact. You know, that's what helped me get through, you know, all that time in there, bro, is working out and reading. And, you know, when you come home, man, you know, you start working and, you know, you get busy and, you know, that kind of stuff falls to the wayside because you got other priorities. But I'm starting to realize that I have to, for my mental health, I have to work out. I have to. I can't just use work as a workout. You know, Jeff, I gotta, you know, and yeah. God damn, I keep getting Jeff and Chaz mixed up, man. What the fuck is wrong with me, man? Sorry, Chaz. Sorry, Jeff. God damn it. You guys got like the blue keeps throwing me off. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It does. And yeah, I got to start getting back into working out, man, because like I said, when I was incarcerated, some of the most peaceful times that I had was, you know, in there when I was working out and you know, in the shoe and able to just sit there and think and clearly think and search inside and like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I know it sounds weird, but it's hard to explain. Cindy, what are you doing? It is so good to see you, man. I hope you're all right. How have you been? See, and that's Jeff. I've never been a big cardio guy either, you know, and running's never been a big thing. I've never liked doing stomach and running. I've always done legs. I got big legs, bro. I got my calves and my legs, you know, my yeah, I got big legs. I got tree trunks. But you know, I never liked doing stomach. I never liked doing cardio. I never liked running. I would play handball all day long and shoot the shit out of handball, and that's cardio, but I wouldn't run. Um, you know, for legs, I would do walking lunges and then I would do sets of squats around the track. So I would do walking lunges around the track and then I would stop after like, you know, 50 walking lunges and then I would do a bunch of squats and then I would keep going walking lunges, stop, squats, walking lunges, squats. And, you know, that's how I would do my legs. Sometimes, you know, we would get on each other's shoulders at the pull-up bars, you know what I mean? And we would, you know, sit on each other's shoulders for weight. Because they had already taken the weights when I went in 98. The weights were already gone. So I didn't get to experience the weights while I was in there. So we had to improvise. But yeah, I mean, we would do push-ups laying on each other's back, you know, back to back. Like, you know, we'd be down on the push-up bar and then, you know, your driving partner would lay on your back, his back against yours. And you would have another driving partner that would, you know, help him get up and lift him off of you. We would do push-ups like that, weighted push-ups like that. but yeah, that was like some of the healthiest I'd ever been. Like I said, I came home with 18-inch arms on the hang, you know. I don't know what they are now, but I mean, I still have big arms. They definitely ain't buggy whips, but you know, I just, you know, I got to start working out again for sure. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. I agree. You know, start out with something that you can really stick to, and then, you know, as I think the thing is, if you stick to it, and then you start seeing the growth and the change, the transformation, that motivates you to keep going even harder. You know what I mean? That, at least for me, that's the way it's always been. It's getting past that discouragement phase. You know what I mean? You know, where you're not seeing the results right away. You can't do that. You can't get discouraged. Exactly. I know what you mean. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I agree, man. Save knees, don't run. They have bomb trails in Tucson, just awesome, no humidity. Yeah, the dry heat out there. Yeah, I think that might have had something to do with Leslie's stroke, to be honest with you, was the heat. You know, and the heat out here is different. It's humidity, but it's still hot. But out there, it was just a dry heat. And I think that might have had something to do with Leslie's stroke, to be honest with you.
Or leaving. It is just as ramshackle as the rest of the prison complex. Rakoto Arisoa commands a troop of 60 men.
Smoke weed every day.
$4.20. Nice.
Have you been smoking marijuana? And a small army of auxiliary police. His job? To maintain law and order.
The most common incidents are minor brawls. Generally, disputes where one inmate has stolen something from another, or they involve food. Lots of prisoners don't have any of their own food, so they steal it from somebody else, and we have to punish them accordingly.
Crime. Problems with what passes here for food. And drastic punishment. More of that later, because now the cells are unlocked. At 5 a.m. Although it's practically still the middle of the night, the cell doors fly open. After 12 hours of close confinement, heat and stink, everyone wants just one thing: out. Likewise for rookie inmate Ricardo in Block A. The first lockup is over. Dressed in a fresh t-shirt, he seems hardly rested after his first night on the stone floor.
You just can't sleep in here. It's impossible. I hope I get out soon, to my family.
Nobody knows when their judgment is coming. Prisoner Riza, too, is exhausted after another night in Madagascar's horror jail. There is no breakfast. Those with money can buy coffee at a small kiosk. Riza has only few possessions, like most of the other inmates. A change of underwear, and that's about it. He hopes his wife will visit him today, bringing news from the court and something to eat. He's gradually getting desperate.
Sorry, I was busy. Can you guess what I was doing? You know what? She did not drink a lot of water ever. And I drink a lot of water. I always have water. I drink in the morning. I drink 1 bottle of water immediately when I wake up. I always have it next to my nightstand. And as soon as I get up, I take my blood pressure medicine, my thyroid medicine with a bottle of water, a full bottle of water every morning. And then, I usually won't drink a lot of water after like 6, 7 o'clock at night. So I don't have to keep getting up and pissing at night. Excuse my language. I think we're all adults here. But yeah, I mean, she never used to drink a lot of water, and I would always get on her about that, you know, and especially out there, you know, in Arizona, I was really on her. and she just never liked. She said she never liked the taste of water, so she, she started getting those little squirt things to squirt into the water to make it flavored. And now she drinks water all the time. Now it don't even bother her. She can drink a bottle of water, no problem. And it's because I just stayed on her about it. I'm like, babe, you got to stay hydrated, especially now that we're in Florida. You're sweating. You know what I mean? It's because of the humidity. You go outside, you do your hair, ladies, and you go outside in Florida, and in 15 minutes, your shit's all frizzled and messed up. I mean, it's all bad out here. You know what I mean? The humidity is crazy. So like I told her, you have to drink water out here because you're going to get dehydrated quicker. So she's really been doing good on it, and I'm glad, Pardon me? I don't understand your question. Who's eating a popsicle? I missed.
Well, since I've been here.
Oh, I get what you guys are talking about. Oh, this motherfucker. I forgot my question, man. See? Fucking stoned. Fuck out of here. Fucking machete. No, I don't do meth, buddy. That's what I don't do. But now, yeah, I get. Yeah, eating a popsicle. I was fucking trying to figure. He stumped me with that one. I was like, huh? And then I remember what I asked you guys. What is it? I know Gainier is cheap, but helps frizzy hair. Good job, Leslie. Stay hydrated. Yeah. Nah, she has to. She has to, because and water is best thing you can to help flush toxins from your kidneys. It's good for your kidney health. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah, it's water's so important, man. I mean, water is key to life, bro. Without water, we wouldn't be here, and that's just facts, bro. Like water is actually something that should be honored and cherished and taken care of, respected, bro. Water should be respected. It's key to life, bro. Without it, we would not be able to live. So yeah, for sure, bro. I agree, man. That's why I drink a lot of it. I drink probably 8 bottles of water a day, between 8 and 10 of these a day. You know what I mean? I drink at least a gallon and some change a day, at least. So it's good for you, though. You got to.
I sleep 1 hour and 30 every night, no more. Because of the fleas, because of what you think of what's happening outside. But I try to survive. And I hope that on Monday, when the sentence will be pronounced, I can go home. I'll try to negotiate with my lawyer to at least I can get the minimum of sentence, at least 1 month or maybe 6 in the worst case. I think it will be the first death of my life, I think, but it's impossible to stay here.
Better than anyone, Superintendent Mura is aware of the inhuman conditions in his jail, and he makes no bones about it.
Yes, it is tough. Damn tough in here.
Hey, Azulina, what's going on? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing all right. It's been a while. Thank you. I hope you're doing well, too. We're doing all right. We're hanging in there. We're doing good. It's good to see you, though.
To do jail time in Madagascar is about the worst thing that can happen to anybody. I'm being straight. Over here, we are not always in agreement when it comes to human rights. In reality, they hardly exist.
Wow.
See,
that's what I mean. Like in the United States, we have so many laws that protect us as inmates. Like, literally, I mean, like I'm considered as a paralegal in the state of California. You know what I mean? So it's it's very, very much so geared towards human rights and prison rights. Prison advocates, you know, fight to the death for inmates to have rights and have what they have, and you know, there's a lot of ombudsmans and advocates and just, you know, people that are there to make sure that you know, inmates aren't being violated, you know, by staff and being mistreated. And there's so many ways to file appeals and get into the courts. And, you know, literally you can sue, you know, the Department of Corrections if they violate your rights good enough. You can literally sue them for monetary damages. So while you're incarcerated, like, you know what I mean? So like you couldn't do any of that here. There's no way. They don't have any kind of system like that here, you know? So it's just, you know, he just said it right there. They basically don't even exist, you know, human rights.
Said, how bad must it be for a European? Block B of Antanimor.
Here we go. See, that's what we were talking about. Going in there as somebody not from there.
Bernard Venet has been in remand awaiting trial for 2 days. The Frenchman had a fight with a taxi driver. He is one of 2 white men in Madagascar's central prison.
Wow.
It's shocking. For me, this is a total horror. Intolerable. And then there's the monotony. There's nothing to do in here. Nothing. All day.
The 43-year-old bar owner comes from Marseille. He emigrated to Madagascar years ago. Bernard is not entitled to any special treatment. The Frenchman must sleep in a completely overcrowded cell like any other native prisoner.
This is my spot. I lie here. And there are another 2 right beside me here, and one over there.
58 men in his cell, sleeping like sardines in a can.
Oh my God, dude.
Obviously. It's complicated. Very complicated.
Although Bernard, an expatriate, is used to the poverty of Madagascar, he is still shocked by the conditions here. He showers in the latrine.
There's no water here.
What?
It has to be fetched from outside. We warm it up with a heating rod and then pour it over our heads. That's
They
how
got
we
a
shower.
fucking stinger. They probably got like a homemade big stinger that they've made that they stick in there and get it to get hot. Holy shit, man. So like in California, they used to have what they call stingers, and it's like basically just a cord with a plug, and on the other end, it's like a coiled thing that you stick in the water, and it heats up, and it'll boil your water. That's probably what they got is like just a big something like that, a big one of those that they fucking heated up with. We used to make stingers out of belt buckles, and that's what we would use to make white lightning when we would burn the light, you know, the liquor, the wine off in the white lightning. That's what we would use. We'd use stingers made out of belt buckles to boil it.
It smells of urine, of course. It stinks. But, well, that's how it is when men live together in close confinement.
Cleanliness, hygiene, a huge problem in Antanimora. If you want to wash the fleas off your body, you need money in East Africa's toughest jail.
We have to buy the water. Well, we've got only one water pump there. There are 2 water pumps, and there are people who are taking care of the water pumps. So they are selling the water to all the prisoners, and if we want to get a shower, we have to buy it.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, sis. Oh. So I got to break this down to you. Yeah, yeah. So allegedly in Minecraft, right? I used to make white lightning in Minecraft. This is all allegedly. But no, I mean, so yeah, what you do is you get your fruit, you get all your fruit, you get your sugar, And then you don't want to drink the wine, the Pruno. That's the last thing you want to do. That shit's nasty. That shit is horrible. And the white lightning ain't real good either because it can mess up your eyesight and stuff too. Just because it's not technically distilled properly. But you make your wine first, right? And then and you can get buckets in there. Like you can get like 5-gallon buckets. So you get a 5-gallon bucket. Obviously, I'd always have a 5-gallon bucket. I'd use it to do laundry out of and stuff, whatever. So you make your wine, you get your wine going, put your sugar in there, get it kicking off and everything. And then once your wine's done, you boil that off, distill it into white lightning. And how you do that is you have your bag that your wine's in, right? You've strained it, you've got everything out of it except just the liquid wine. And you put it into the bucket. You pull the bag over the side and tie it off so it's secure, and it's just the bag inside the bucket with the wine. Then you take the whole bucket and you make well, we used to make stools that you could sit on out of the wool blankets. You'd take a bunch of them and roll them up real tight. You'd fold them and roll them up real tight, and you'd take string and wrap it so it was like a little stool. And you take the bucket inside another bag, another clear bag. You get clear, like big trash bags in there, and you sit it on top of the stool so that the trash bag is around the bucket, but the one end is kind of like sticking downwards. And you blow air into it, drop your stinger down into the wine, blow air into it, and tie it off. And then you take a string or something to keep your stinger in the bag kind of like hanging up. You plug your stinger in and you let that shit go. It starts boiling. And you take a spray bottle and you spray water on the outside of the bag, and it causes it to keep distilling. And the white lightning will literally build up on the outside in the inside, but on the the bag, and drop down. And then the next thing you know, that little spot down there that you got hanging down is starting to fill up with white lightning. And you obviously don't want to take the first pull. You want to let that go. You dump that. You don't want to drink that. And then you let it keep going. You just burn it off. And there's a mathematic equation you use to how many, quarts you can get out of a gallon or whatever of wine. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Motherfuckers used to just make white lightning there all the time. Yeah, trash bags definitely. You are lying. Clear trash bags are definitely luxury for Madagascar. But yeah, no, it used to. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's a trip, man. But and the outside bag, before I would put the bucket in there, I would always take a big pin, right? I would take a big pin, and I would take a little hole in the corner of the bag, and I would take that big pin and I would shove it in there, and I would take fucking the elastic stuff, the bungee stuff out of our boxers, and I would wrap it around there real tight so nothing would come out. It would be sealed. And then sometimes I would take a lighter and I'd heat the plastic up around it and kind of melt it so it was just completely sealed. And then I'd put a cap on the end of the pin so it wouldn't leak. And then when I would go to drain it, that's how I would do it. I would drain it into whatever container I was putting it in. So that's how you do it, bro. Like literally, you make yourself a little steel. It's wild, bro. It's crazy, man. The amount of people that are very intelligent in there and have so many different talents is insane. I've seen so many musicians in there that can play musical instruments, guitars, drums, all kinds of stuff. Harmonica. Man, I've met some of the best harmonica players I've ever seen, man, in prison. It's crazy, man. Artists, man. It's some of the best artists I've ever seen. Some of the best tattoos I've ever seen have come out of prison. That's facts. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. From a single needle tattoo gun. You know, I've seen some of the best portraits done from a single needle tattoo gun by a convict. So it's just there's so much wasted talent in there. It's unfortunate, man. You know, it's unfortunate because you know the guy that did most of my tattoos, Tattoo Larry from San Diego, man. Unfortunately, he was taken out by the cops and in Lancaster, but he's the one that did a lot of my tattoos. And I told him, man, I said, you should get out and do like a mobile tattoo shop, and go to concerts and shit and park outside of concerts and shit and venues and do like a mobile tattoo shop. And he said he was going to, get on it and everything else. And he got out one time, he paroled after doing a good little stretch and came back on a violation, went back out and, I guess he carjacked some lady and got in a high-speed chase and jumped out and held court with the sheriffs. So, yeah, Popcorn Sutton, man. He's a legend, bro. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to remember, I paroled in 2010. So, like, you know what I mean? I went in 1998 and I paroled in 2010. So, man, when I got out, man, I couldn't believe the damn cell phones. That shit was wild. The cell phones and how crazy they became, man. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I saw them cell phones for the first time. Like, what the hell? Oh, yeah. You always, Eddie, got to get rid of that first pull, bro. That shit is no good. You get rid of that first pull. Always, man. Always, man. You got to get rid of that, bro. That shit will fuck you up, bro. I've seen dudes drink that shit and just fucking almost die, bro. That shit is horrible. Yeah, it will fuck your stomach up and everything. And it'll make you go blind, man, if you do it too many times. It's very dangerous. That first pull's got to go. But everything after that, until it starts tasting a little bit of watery, that's when you want to stop. When you start tasting like it's just a little watered down, that's when I stop. If it even just tastes a little watered down, I'm done. Allegedly in Minecraft.
100 yards. Riza must wait. The showers are full. Although the sanitary facilities in Antanimura are just as dilapidated as the rest of the prison. Hygiene is a foreign word in this jail. Garbage and refuse everywhere.
That's how Chino was, though. That's how fucking Chino was in the back. I mean, you weren't out there.
Leftover food rotting in the sun.
That's what it looked like. Worse.
Open sewers.
And God.
Rats everywhere.
Dude, they got the fucking sewer water open, running through little dredges in the. Oh God. Ugh. Hey, you're not lying, bro. Never. Man, this is wild, bro. Man, we're spoiled rotten, dude. Straight up, bro. There's no way in hell you can sit here and like ever tell me there's a prison out. I don't even ADX, bro, in Colorado. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't even care. Like, this is way worse. Way worse. ADX, it's because you're confined, but it's sanitary. It's clean. Like, this is fucking foul. These dudes have to figure out where they're even going to eat. At least in like ADX, they feed you. You don't even know if you're going to be able to eat in this jank. This is crazy, bro. I'm glad you brought this up, Chad. I've never seen this one. This is wild, dude. They literally got open sewer dredges in the fucking... That's disgusting, man. With the rats running in it and then running around all around in the... Ugh. It's just bacteria. Way worse, man. There's nothing that can even compare in the States to this. There's no way. What's up, Mama? You good? What's up, baby? Hold on, let me check on my baby.
Scurrying around, even during the day. The prison authorities can do nothing. There is no money. A high risk. Rat carcasses lie around. Diseased animals dying in the sun. A haven for bacteria and viruses. Madagascar is one of the few countries where the plague is still a problem, causing dozens of deaths each year. Fleas, infesting the rats, transfer the deadly pestilence to people, and the prison is a paradise for rats. They intend to do something about it. A group of men from the Red Cross and Madagascar's Pasteur Institute. In a barracks outside the prison, they plan to go on a rat hunt with traps. Traps with poison to kill the plague fleas infesting the rats when they run through.
Oh my God, the plague, man. I mean, that's what they were saying at the beginning. This is like one of the only places that still has the plague. Black Death. Mike, man, what's going on, bro? Hey, Mike, you do, bro. Absolutely, brother. Sometimes you got to start at the bottom, brother. It happens, brother. You know what I mean? Until you build that skill set to where you're able to get a job that, you know, is going to pay you more. You know, it's like now I'm working for a company and you know, it's a good company and there's a lot of opportunity. You know, work out here is crazy, man. It's different than in California. You know, when I left California, I was a union carpenter, local 209, you know, out of Silmar. You know, I was a carpenter. I was maxed out at $45 an hour, man. You know, all medical benefits for Leslie and me and you know, Anthony if he wasn't out running around and, you know, would come home. You know, and Damien, whatever, you know, it was and then when we moved out here, things changed. Things changed. I'll just say that.
And traps with bait for the rats themselves. According to the organization, the number of rats in the prison has risen sharply. The situation is becoming critical.
Imagine if there is a case of plague in the prison, you have seen the overcrowding of them, so the epidemic can just spread like that very, very quickly.
The fear? A plague epidemic in the prison would also spread to the capital. And then?
Yeah, Mike, that's what you do. Be easy, bro. Take care.
Throughout all of Madagascar. Fear of the plague is also making the rounds in the prison.
You know, Mike, I understand that in a lot of ways, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and be real here. You know, like when I met Leslie, when I came home, my stepson who came out here, I don't know if you guys remember all that. I don't know if you guys remember that when my stepson was out here. But my stepson was out here working with me and everything. You know, and now he's out there working and in the trades and because of what I taught him out here. I was in my stepson's life from the time he was 11 until now. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So, you know, when I came home and got in contact with my son after being in there all those years and everything, my stepson and my son knew each other, you know, and he would come over to our house all the time and hang out with me and Leslie and my stepson and like, you know, all that. So, and then when he turned 18, he just, you know, he left. He was one of those souls that just wanted to live, do what he wanted. He wanted to be a nomad. He wanted to go hang out with the deadheads. Like that's what he wanted. and he started hitchhiking up north. And, you know, and I tried everything to try and talk sense into that young man. And, you know, I tried to tell him, you know, learn from my mistakes, bud. Like, you know, learn from mine. Like, you know, come on now. And I did everything. I begged my son, you know. And when he would come around after he started messing up, I would do everything I could to try and get him to come to work with me and everything. He was a nomad. He was a free soul. He was a free spirit. And there was nothing I could do, nothing that I could say to get him to stop. And he loves psychedelics. He loves psychedelics, and he wouldn't stop running, and he wouldn't stop being that free soul. And he started getting involved in psychedelics and the journey of, you know, trying to find yourself and all that whole thing. And it messed him up mentally, you know? So I get it, Mike. I get it, bro. Like, there's a lot of things people don't understand or know, and they just assume, and that's fine. I don't have to sit here and explain anything, but I understand exactly what you mean, brother. You know, I have a lot of regrets and wish I would have done things differently with my son, obviously. I wish I wouldn't have went to prison for 13 years. But I couldn't walk that back. There's nothing I could do to change the fact that I was in prison for 13 years. And, you know, there was some resentment there at first, you know, like I wish they would have brought my son up to see me. But at the same time, does a child really need to come to prison to see his father and in that environment? I could have took him to court and fought it, but I didn't want to put him through that. For what? So my grandma could bring him to prison to visit me behind bars? It was a very hard decision to make. And I thought I was doing the right thing. But as soon as I came home, that was the first thing I did, was get in contact with my son. But you know what? The whole time I was in my stepson's life, I was a fucking amazing stepdad. Amazing stepdad. And up until we moved out here in 2019, I came home 2010. As soon as I came home, I started doing construction. I'm a tradesman. I can plumb. I can do tile. I can do drywall. I can, all of it. Electrical, light electrical, ceiling fans, lights, outlets, all that. I can't do panels, but I can do electrical, plumbing, sweat copper, run ABS, PVC, PEX, the whole nine. I can do drains. I can run all that. Install toilets, fucking showers, all that. I'm a tradesman. You know, and I taught my son a lot, my stepson a lot. And you know, and I was close to him the entire time I've been with my wife. I've been a great stepfather. And I can say that. And I tried to be and make up for the time that I was gone and be a good father. But unfortunately, we all know when our kids turn 18, there's nothing we can do. They're a grown adult, and whatever they decide to do, there's nothing you can do to stop them. I can't go and kidnap them. I can't just go and snatch him up and be like, you're coming with me. So it's like, you know, that it's, you know, I understand, brother. And, you know, I deal with guilt every day, bro, Mike. You know, and I'm trying, bro. You know, me, I'm gonna say it, and I know Rick don't care. Me and Rick had a conversation yesterday. Rick's a good friend of mine. Rick is a really good dude. And me and him talk off of here. And you know, Rick is the one that told me, like, fuck those text messages. You don't owe an explanation to nobody. And he's absolutely right. And if you want to hear the beginning of the live, I said a few things. If you're watching right now and you didn't hear it, you can go re-listen. It's at the beginning. But that's the last time speaking on it. But the bottom line is that I haven't been able to heal because I keep coming on the internet and I didn't realize I could stop people from tagging me and stuff. Like, you know how people can tag you like at and it'll notify you in your notifications. I didn't know I could shut that off until just the other day. Thank God. So every morning I would get up and get on YouTube to do my little good morning or whatever. And there'd be a notification or some fucking video with a picture of my son in it. And how can somebody heal from a loss of their child when every fucking day they're reminded of it in a negative way when they log on to fucking YouTube just to tap in? And it's true. And, you know, Rick was like, bro, fuck that shit, bro. You need to heal. You need to find peace. You need to forgive yourself for the guilt that you have in your heart and move the fuck on, man. You need to find peace. And he's absolutely fucking right. And that's what the fuck I'm doing. And that's what you need to do, bro. Mike, if you're holding any guilt in your heart, bro, you should do the same thing. Because you know what? As long as you've tried and you've been there and you've done the best you can, bro, that's all we can do. Absolutely, Mike. That's all we can do. And that's what I'm trying to do, bro. You know, that's what I'm trying to do, man. That's all we can do, brother. Local, man, it's good to see you, man. And I saw some comments, bro, but I understand. I understand what people heard and how it probably made them feel. But I said what I had to say at the beginning of the video, and I'll just leave it there, bro. But it's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, man. Life is too short for it, man. You know? And nobody can tell anybody else how to mourn in life, man. Nobody. And I'm just speaking. Hey, listen, I'm not speaking about anything or anybody or anything of that nature. I'm just speaking from the heart right now. Nobody can tell anybody how to mourn. Nobody can tell anybody how to mourn over their child. I remember not too long ago, somebody told me, forget your son, move on. That's what they told me. What? What? You know how the fuck that made me feel hearing that? Forget your son, move on. What? Nobody can tell anybody how to mourn the loss of anybody because everybody mourns differently. Nobody understands anybody else's pain. Nobody knows what somebody's pain feels like. And I think it's funny that people can think they can tell somebody how to mourn the loss of a child or can think they know somebody's relationship with their kid when they never even knew a motherfucker before 2 years ago. I think it's hilarious. You know, and nobody in life should ever be able to tell anybody how to mourn or how to feel. Period. And you're right, Mike. Tomorrow is a new day. Absolutely, it's a new day. I'm not going to say on here Snowplow, but I'll just say you know about him. But you know, it's somebody I thought I was very close to. I'll leave it at that. And it was very rude. I would never say that to somebody ever. And a matter of fact, the person that told me actually lost the child. And that's what hurt even more. So, you know, Mike, listen, man, I didn't take your wrench, bro, because I respect you. And I've always liked you. But listen, man, I'm not going to sit here and let you like tell me like how I'm going to feel or move on or what, you know, like, nah, it ain't going to happen, bro. So, you know, and I got to be honest with you anyways, Mike. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and remove your wrench. I got to be honest with you, Mike. You're a wishy-washy one too, bro. Like you go from chat to chat, and bro, just save it, bro. You don't listen. I see the dig you were trying to make coming in here. I saw it. I'm not stupid, bro. Like I'm not an idiot. I'm very intelligent. Like, save it, bro. Like, if you have guilt over your stepson, then you should probably deal with that yourself too. If you weren't a better stepfather for your stepson, then you should probably deal with that too. That's your issue, dude. I've been a great stepfather for mine. And he can attest to that. He comes in this chat. You guys just don't know who the fuck he is. So, I'm just saying, like, get out of here with all those digs and shit, bro. I'm not going to block you unless you start getting real disrespectful. But don't come in here with those digs, bro. You don't know nothing about me, Mike. You guys think just because, I've been vulnerable on here or whatever occasionally, you guys don't know nothing about me. You guys just barely started even learning anything about me recently when I started entertaining certain individuals. Like you weren't around here in 2019 when I first started this channel. You weren't here when I fucking moved out here to Florida. You don't know nothing about me. There's people that have been here through that whole journey and know everything that's transpired. So like you guys that think you know me and haven't been around here for very long, I don't care what you guys think. It doesn't matter to me, man. And if you're going to come in here into my chat and be rude and make digs, then just leave, bro. Or Snowplow will just block you. I mean, I don't care. What's up, Brent? Good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well, man. Chicago East. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you for taking care of that. I appreciate it. But yeah, I watched your first video you ever posted, big dog. Love and respect, Anthony, man. I appreciate that, man. And that was my son's name, bro. So salute to you, man. For carrying such a beautiful name, bro. Salute to you, brother. And I appreciate that, man. People have been around from the beginning, man. So like, a lot of things changed when we moved here to Florida. And people know, people were around. So like, I don't have anything to explain, but I'm not going to let anybody come in here and dig on me. So if that's what you're going to do, either beat feet or leave it alone. Bro, hey, listen, that's not what you're doing, Mike. And you keep saying tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. Elevated Minds. My email is in the about section of my channel, I think. Let me make sure real quick. How have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing all right. I think it's in my about section. Hold on, let me just verify. If not, I'll drop it in the chat. But if you go to the about section, let's see. Yeah, my email is in the about section. If you click on it, the description on the main page, it has my Instagram and Cash App and email. So you can email me. I'd rather you just actually, you know what? Do you have Instagram? If you have Instagram, that would probably be a better way to reach out to me. Nice. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I've been through that. I know how hard it is to fucking to get a channel back. So believe me, I understand that headache. If you have Instagram, I'd rather you do that so I know it's you. If you have Instagram, just let me know your Instagram name and send me a request on Instagram. And then, you know, I mean, we can do that on Instagram. How does this person keep how do you keep talking to, do you just like have 100 accounts? Do you have like 100 accounts or what? Okay, I got you. Elevated mindset. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just go ahead and send me an email and yeah. I appreciate that. And listen, if there's anybody else watching right now that wants to understand what my title means, at the beginning of the live, I spoke on a few things. So if you want to go to the beginning of the live, you'll be able to hear all the tea you want. But other than that, I'm done talking about it. So I've said what I've had to say. But yeah, just if these guys come in here like that with the disrespectful stuff, just block them, man. Like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But let's get back to this damn show, man. Yeah. Before we got interrupted.
As if the health of many of the inmates in East Africa's toughest prison wasn't already bad enough. The infirmary of Antanimora. Even this is far from a sterile, germ-free place. Charities and relief organizations have been criticizing these conditions for years.
They're drying fucking probably squirrel or rat meat. Did you see that? Did you guys see that?
Even this is far from a sterile, germ-free place. Charities and relief organizations have been criticizing these.
Dude, they got like fucking, oh man, that's bad. Chief, what's going on, bro? Salute, man. Good to see you, man. Elevated mindset, of course. Of course. Lost a sibling and a dad. There is no book on how to mourn or time period to move on. Move forward. Everyone grieves their own way. That's my take. I didn't say you said that, Mike. See, now you see, listen, Mike, now you're oh, dude. That's not, I never said you said that, Mike. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is why I don't know what you're coming in here with, but you need to cut it out, dude. Seriously. I was talking about somebody else. I think everybody else in the chat got it. I'm pretty sure everybody else in the chat did not hear me say that you said that. Bro, I never said you said that. I was talking about somebody else. Bro, stop it, Mike. Please. Okay, well, I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. But I never said that. I never said you said to forget my son. So now you're putting words in my mouth too. Come on, Mike. Cut it out, bro. Casket Keeper, what's going on, man? Happy Sunday to you, brother. Ty, man, what's going on? My brother Ty, man, we watching this documentary, man, on this prison in Madagascar, bro. This is insane. Like, we're literally sitting here tripping out on how spoiled we are in the prisons in California and in the States, bro. This is places like hell on earth. Like, literally, like we'll keep watching it. It's crazy, bro. It's insane. Yeah, no, Mike, I never said that about you, bro. I didn't say you said that about my son. I was talking about somebody else that's not even important anymore, bro. But it's just, my point is that nobody, and that was to you, And I'm speaking facts, bro. Like you came in here and said you had guilt in your heart. And I understand that, bro, because I have guilt in my heart towards my son for not being there, for going to prison, you know. But and you talked about your stepson, and you know, I have a stepson. I've been in his life since he was 11. I'm still in his life, and I've been an amazing stepfather to my stepson, you know. And I tried to be a good father to my son after I came home. But when kids turn 18, again, there's nothing we can do. And I was being very straight with you, bro. So like I don't like just like yeah. It's all good, bro. All good, Mike. Got you, brother.
These conditions for years. The prison is rife with malaria, skin diseases, bronchitis, and tuberculosis. It is a hopeless battle for Antanimora's one and only physician.
We don't have any medicine here. I have to stress this. We have received no medicine over the entire year. I do what I can. Sometimes we get a few donations, sometimes the nuns bring something, but that is seldom.
The infirmary doesn't even have any paracetamol, and a pregnant woman is waiting in the anteroom to be examined. Nor is
so you guys missed it that are in here, but they actually have women in this place with kids. So like there's women prisoners and they have their kids in here. And this place is disgusting. I mean, disgusting. And they got lice. They got what was it? What was the thing? The plague. They got lice. They got, I mean, just roaches, rats, everything in this place is disgusting. Just totally unsanitary. And they literally have women and children here too.
The only pregnant woman here.
Whoa.
The women's block of Antanimora, about 250 female prisoners, from thief to multiple murderers. This part of the prison is likewise hopelessly overcrowded. No privacy, no retreat, just like the men. And exactly the same problems with hygiene and cleanliness. Only here.
Mike, this is the last time, bro. Listen, I'm not going to speak on it anymore, bro. I know you're not a troll. I know you're not a troll. I never said you were a troll. Stop putting words in my mouth and just leave it alone, please, Mike. Please, bro. Cool. All right. Have a great day at work, brother. I hope you have a great day, man. Have a great day at work, Mike. I hope you and the family have a blessed day, brother.
There are children, toddlers, and babies with their mothers. Even pregnant women are incarcerated. Noeli Soa, 28, a cook, is serving 2.5 years here for fraud. She gave birth to her baby in jail.
This is what happens. When you go into labor, the cops arrive and take you to the hospital. You're there for 3 days so you can have your baby and recover somewhat. Then the police come and fetch you with your baby and bring you back here. I never could have imagined having my baby in the prison of Antananarivo.
Bringing up a newborn behind bars, daily routine here. And yet, under these conditions, an almost inhuman challenge. Nana shares the dormitory with 35 other mothers and their babies. Her daughter, Lian Soa, is 18 months old. Nana says that the child is permanently sick.
We have all kinds of vermin and insects. There are any number of rats, fleas, and cockroaches. Too many of us are packed in here.
That's heartbreaking, man. Like nobody should ever complain in this country again, man. Like seriously, this is like eye-opening on so many levels. Like and they're in there because they're stealing, because they're hungry, because they're poor on the streets and they're trying to feed their kids. You had one guy that stole some gum because he was hungry. Imagine trying to just eat gum because you're hungry. Like, dude. So then they lock them up in here because they can't even, they're so poor they can't even feed themselves. It's insane, man. Absolutely, Mike. Of course, man.
Whenever we want to turn over at night, we have to tell the others that we're turning over. And if a baby or a child cries, we have to get up and quiet them down. Otherwise, we are punished.
Nana is accused of fraud. The 37-year-old.
Hey, you. Good to see you. What are you doing? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a great Sunday, sis. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Man, if you haven't tapped in with our sister right here, please do, because she's just amazing, man. Her channel, I can't see if I drop the link, it doesn't even matter because you can't click on it in these chats, I don't think. But tap into Dolly the Phoenix Fireside, man. Dolly the Phoenix Fireside. She has her firesides mornings, and you know, she just sits there and you know, you'll be able to watch a beautiful fire or sunset or sunrise or whatever she may decide to do. And she's just a beautiful, amazing lady, and just sits there and chats and speaks her minds and conversates with the chat and her people, man. Just amazing people, man. So please tap in. I'll drop the link, but I don't think you guys can click on it. But I'll try. But I definitely will drop the link. But just an amazing channel, amazing person, man. So tap in with her, please. And thank you so much. I appreciate it, Dolly. Amazing person. Amazing person. Really nice environment to go chill. So yeah. Yeah, this is diabolical right here. Like, this is insane, man. Like, this is very cruel. You know? Lady fleas bite you to hell. At least roaches don't bite. At least the ones I've never had any roaches that bite. They just fucking nasty. But wow, lady fleas bite. Ooh. Dude,
Flea has not yet been.
Hey, what's up, Dirt? Dirty Weather 916 in the house, man. Salute, Dirt. It's good to see you, bro. How you been, man? Fucking dirty, man. I hope you're doing well, man. Nate Dog, man. Send mine over there to Nate, man. All my Cali brothers over there, man. Send mine to Nate when you talk to him, dog. Tell him salute. That hard-working motherfucker, him. I hope you guys are doing good, man. Send mine to the missus, too, man. Me and the missus send ours, bro. Yeah, definitely, brother. Dirty, man. I hear you, brother. I know, man. That's all we can do, brother. Got to stay strong and keep fighting, brother. Fucking keep fighting. Keep swinging, dog. It's all we can do, man. Yeah, Nate Dogg's good people, man. Lady Savannah, that's a good dude right there. I've been knowing these guys since the beginning of this journey. A lot of us started around the same time, honestly. Man, I remember when Dirt always had the dirty corner, man, over there just chilling, smoking it up, relaxing, panels popping. It was live. It was live, man. We used to have really good times back in the day when this shit, actually really good times. No drama, going up on panels, hanging out, smoking, chilling, vibing, talking, laughing, having a good time. Remember that shit, Dirt? And it wasn't just your panel, man. Everybody started doing it after Dirty did his Dirty Corner. Like, you know, there was panels left and right, vibing, listening to music, popping, man. They don't do it nobody does it no more because of all the drama that started happening in the back end and shit, man. But we used to have a good time in this fucking genre, man. Straight up. Who remembers those days, man? Guards, what's happening, brother? Who remembers those days in the chat, man? Like if you were around for those days, smash one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those were the days when we were just happy to be free. That was it. We didn't care about nothing other than be happy to be free and make sure there ain't no weirdos around us, no moles, man, in our environment. That was it. You know, we weren't judging people. We weren't doing none of that shit. We didn't care about none of that shit mattered. Prison didn't matter anymore back then. We were happy to be free. Like, I don't know where all the prison politics and everything got injected into all this shit on YouTube, but it wasn't like that before. Man, I see there's only one person in here around them days. Man, Lord have mercy. But yeah, them were good times, man. Ty was here. Man, we used to have fun, man. It was love. You know, we need to get back to that type of shit, Dirt. Seriously, man. We need to start doing some shit like that, have some good panels, man, and just hang out and shoot the shit, man. I'm gonna have to come over there and see you, man. I haven't been over. I went over there like a month ago. I think I was over there in your chat, bro. But I'm gonna have to come over and start chilling, man. Come over to see you guys, man. Man, back in the day, man. We'll get back to this, man. Look at this fucking prison, Dirt. This is crazy, man. This is Madagascar, bro.
Convicted. She is awaiting trial, with no idea when that is likely to happen. Meanwhile, she manages with her baby as best she can.
They only let you see a doctor if you're on.
What do you mean, Chaz? Like, who was the first channel? Like, who was the first prison channel? Yeah, we're gonna do something, Dirt. I'll hit you up, bro. Fuck, man. Nope. I think the first prison channel was I think it's either one of these. I think it was either Big Herc, or that other prison show, the After Prison Show. Who remembers that one? The After Prison Show. We don't have no family, so later. And if you're stalking anybody's family, you're weird, dude. Later. But we don't have family, so have had it. We don't have family. We don't have family. My dad left me when I was fucking 2. My mom was a drug addict, left me when I was 2. I don't have family like that. So go ahead, have at it. Reach out to all the family you want, because I don't have any family. Never did. So you can reach out. Leslie too. She don't care. Reach out to her family. The closest people in her family would tell you to go get fucked, first of all, and everybody else committed suicide. So have at it, you fucking moron. Like, seriously. Like, what you think you're doing something? It's hilarious. Like, we don't have family. So you're not saying nothing. And the fact that you're coming here talking about stalking people is very weird. It just goes to show what kind of people you are, man. You're just showing your true colors, man. That's all you're doing. Thank you for taking care of that. Thank you. Yeah, that's just wild, bro. It's funny. Hey, if you talk to my dad, tell him I said fuck you. How about that? Huh? If you talk to my dad, tell him I said fuck you. Huh? Fucking weirdo. Yeah, Herc, After Prison Show, Death, and then Dirt, and then I came in there somewhere. Nate came in there somewhere. You know, it was kind of all crazy, man. Like, after that, it just started blowing up. There was like so many channels coming up. It like went wild. But nonetheless, even with all those channels, Dirt, right? Thank you, guards. It's fucking wild, crazy shit, bro. But even with all those channels, we were still having a good time and vibing out. You know what I mean? It was cool. And you know, it's crazy, man. Like, it just changed, dude. I went to doing politics and came back and saw everything going on, and it just like was, whoa, man. Everything changed, man. Just so much negativity and drama now. It's insane. But it never was like that before, man. It was cool, man. We used to have a really good vibe, man. you know? What's up, Casket? What are you doing, man? Yeah, Big Chivo was around too. Yeah, no, Big Chivo was. Big Chivo was around. He's been around for a long time too, actually. He was around. He was around. He's been around from the beginning too. Yep. Big Chivo has been around for a long fucking time. Yep. He has. And I remember he used to do content. Like, he used to do content more than he does now. But yeah, Big Chivo too, man. That's real. Miss Lady in here? Sound Lady Savannah? I thought Miss Lady was in here. I haven't seen her in years. Lady Savannah. Yeah, he did, man. Chaz, he did. He did. And hey, man, at first, man, I at first I was, I didn't understand his Wes Watson's prisons, bro, because when I paroled in 2010, they weren't doing all that crazy out of state stuff, like where they were sending people to these private prison California yards in other states. Like they weren't doing all that yet. So when he started talking about he was from California, but he was doing time in like fucking wherever it was, whatever state it was or whatever, I was like, hold up, man. So then I had to do some research, right? And I did some research and found out, yeah, they were doing those out of state private prisons for California yards only. And I was like, all right, well, maybe dude's telling the truth, right? So I gave him a chance. And then I started listening to his stories. And the more I listened to his stories, the more I realized this dude is just a complete fraud, bro. This dude never was anywhere and never did anything. And that was obvious, bro. It didn't take long after watching that to, so, what, dude? Are you serious? No way. They smoked him? They actually smoked him? Or he got busted? That's crazy, man. Motherfuckers have tried to do it before, too. That's crazy. I didn't hear that. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to check it out. I didn't hear that. That's wild, though, man. That is wild. No Thugs on YouTube. I know that's a cool name. I like it, too. No Thugs on YouTube. No, I'm not doing that. No Thugs. Thanks, though. I appreciate it.
On the verge of death.
I'll
You
look
have to
into it.
take very good care of yourself and your child.
Oh, wow.
And pay great attention to personal cleanliness and to the food.
There is no baby food. The children get whatever the women can buy or what their relatives bring. They cook together. No one touches the food provided by the prison because the prison food is nearly uneatable.
That's fucking sad, dude. Ryan Leone was an early one, man. Rest in peace to Ryan, man. Fucking Ryan, dude. That dude, man, he could tell a story like a motherfucker, bro. Ryan, man. And it broke my heart, Casket, to see him, man, go downhill like he did, bro. Because he was such a good dude, bro. Like, he had a good heart, man. He fucking was a knucklehead and had a hard life, bro. But he could tell a story like no other, dude. And man, may he rest in peace, bro. Yeah, it really hurt to watch him go down the way he did, man. It was sad. And then Badger, OG Badger, absolutely. I got interviews with Badger. Me and Badger. It wasn't even interviews. It was just me and him just hanging out, shooting the shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Me and Badger know a lot of the same people, you know, in the valley. So a lot of the same people. So, you know, I hope he's doing good too, man. You know, I'm hoping he can get, you know, out from under this indictment, man, because he didn't really do anything wrong, man. You know, he didn't really do anything wrong. Nothing to deserve this crazy kind of, you know, football numbers. So you know, I pray, man, that, you know, he gets out from under this indictment, man. But yeah, Badger was a good dude, man. Badger had a good heart, man, and it just, you know, listen, man, motherfuckers are troubled, man. You know, that's the bottom line, man. Troubled. You know, he was an addict, man. You know, he was troubled. He had a hard life, man. Went through a lot of pain. You know, that shit, man, you know, listen, you don't go through prison like that for all them years and you come out without any type of issues, man. Like, you're gonna come out after doing, you know, decades with some issues, man. It's just it's gonna happen, and you might be lucky to come out sane. Like, seriously, you know, you might be lucky to come out fucking sane to where you can even function in society. Like, I got homeboys that have gotten out and they get on disability, completely get on disability, and just that's it. They get on medication and that's it. They just that's what they do because they can't function. They cannot function at all. And you know, and then you have some that can get out and really thrive, and then you have others that get out and they just, you know, they struggle, they stumble, they, you know. But yeah, Neil Tazad, that was another one. Dirty what, man, that's crazy, bringing back some memories. Neil Tazad, rest in peace to the homie Hangout, man. Rest in peace to Josh, man. Yeah, man. That me and Badger, we were just hanging out, man. That wasn't even like an interview. We were just chilling, vibing. But yeah, that's crazy. And Ryan Leone's channel's still up, man. If you guys haven't checked out Ryan Leone's channel, you should, because he's got some stories up there just crazy. Some of them are hilarious, some of them are sad, some of them are, but dude was a storyteller, boy. And but yeah, his fall was hard to watch, man. That last video that he made, you know, where he was pretty much talking about the end there, you know, that was hard to watch, man. That was rough. You know, he pretty much knew his time was coming, and he was like, you know, saying his last wishes, kind of like what he wanted to happen and stuff. And it's just that was hard to watch, man. Yeah, and rest in peace to Josh, man. That was another one, man. Me and him would talk, you know, we weren't real close, but you know, we would talk occasionally and text. And he was a good dude, man. Good people, man. Good heart. But yeah, nah, it's crazy, man. That's wild.
Nevertheless, while the women manage to organize and share their own food, most of the male prisoners have to rely on the prison food. The stocks for this are stored not far from the guardhouse. No refrigeration is necessary. A stuffy, dark shack is sufficient for this.
Wow.
Manioc. The tuber is the only nourishment provided by the state for the prisoners.
What?
There is nothing other than the starchy root.
Whoa.
The storekeeper provides 300 grams per prisoner per day.
What the fuck? They eat roots? They eat roots? Bro, they just said they eat roots.
I tried it myself. It's okay. But I couldn't eat it every day. My stomach wouldn't take it.
Oh, this is sad.
3:30 p.m. Block D of Antanimora.
Hey, like if you want to take the SOs and stuff and put them in their own wing and feed them roots and shit, that's fine. Like, do all that. That's great. Like, put them in their own spot and feed them roots. Like, I don't give a fuck. But like, you got people that just merely stole something and you're treating them like this, Lord have mercy. I want to know what the recidivism rate is over here in Madagascar. Because listen, if you get out and go back to this motherfucker, man, you got some fucking issues, man. Like if you get, if you're blessed enough to get out of this bitch, you better never go back, boy. Let me just say, man. I'm just saying. I agree. I agree, Snowplow. Like, you know, and I had a 3-year parole tail and I got off in 2 because I did so good. I didn't have no dirties. I didn't have any police contact, anything. I've only had a fucking speeding ticket since I've been home. So, you know, and that's, you know, I came home in 2010, 16 years now I've been out. So like I've only had a speeding ticket since I've been out, man. I've been on a straight and narrow. So, you know, it's just yeah, I refuse to go back to crime. Like I refuse to go back to crime. Fuck that. Never again. I would never again will I go back to crime. Yeah, I'd rather live in the fucking bushes than go back to crime. Like straight up. Like I'd tent in bushes, man, if I had to before I'd go back to crime. Like that's just real shit. You know, it's not worth it. You know, being locked up in that place, unnatural environment, fettered by, you know, bars and concrete with nothing but men. It's an unnatural environment and you get nowhere in there, man. And it's not a place that anybody should be, man. You know, it's an unnatural environment and there's a lot of times there's no rehabilitation, there's no programs. You know, there's nothing to help you change. You know, you got to do that on your own. You got to figure out a way to do it on your own. And, you know, like all the college and stuff, that was all paid for by me. And that Blackstone course that was paid for, you know, like they don't, you know, and now the college courses, you don't have to pay for the actual college courses, but you got to pay for the books. So that was cool. You know, they would do the grants and you didn't have to pay for the actual college, but you had to pay for your books, which was cool because what we would do is like 3 or 4 of us would take, you know, whatever courses we would buy the books for our course and all of us would take the same courses and we would share the books. So that's how we got around that. And then by you know, late into it, there was so many damn college books floating around that, you know, we were able to just to share them and make it happen that way. But you know, that was something we all had to do, you know. The state didn't provide that, you know. And as far as like, you know, programs and stuff like you know, I think they're starting to have more now, but when I was in there, they didn't have no programs. You know, they had NA and AA, you know what I mean? And they had church, but a lot of people wouldn't go to church. They didn't want to go to church. People didn't want to go to NA and AA meetings. Like it made people look bad when people look down on it. You know what I mean? When people went to those meetings, you know, people would clown you and shit. So a lot of people wouldn't go. They wouldn't do it. And you know, it's just it's crazy, man. It's yeah, the rehabilitation and the aftercare when you get out and you know, it's just there's not a whole lot of programs out there. You know, so yeah. And every state's different too. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, if this don't change you, Ty, I don't know what would. Like, you know, if this don't change you right here, I don't
The kitchen.
Look at this.
Here, the inmates themselves prepare the food provided by the state.
They're cooking roots.
Manioc, or cassava as it's called here, every day.
That looks horrible.
It's difficult to cook. Manioc is very dry and hard.
Oh.
So they boil it until it's tender, for hours, without salt, spices, or anything else. Only manioc root. "4 p.m. The inmates' only free meal of the day is dished up. The men..."
So yes, is that a question, Chaz? To me, are federal prisons different? Yeah. Federal prisons are much different. From what I understand, they're a lot of times they're worse than some of the state prisons. Um, but the thing is with the federal prison system is you have the California organizations, you have all different state organizations in the feds. So it's a whole different uh ball game. Like in California, you just have to deal with the northerners, the southerners, the whites, you know what I mean? And the blacks and the different organizations that associate in California with them. In the feds, man, you got everybody, man. Every organization in every state has, you got guys that fall into the feds. Yeah, it's way different, way different. And a lot of times the people will also group up by state, from what I understand. I've never done time in feds, but I've heard a lot about it. And from what I understand, a lot of times people will group up by state. So like you'll have like the guys from the Bean, like the Boston guys, they'll all link up together, and then like, you'll have, they'll link up, like the California guys obviously will link up. And it's just they group up, just like in the States, how it's segregated. It's kind of like segregated by gangs in there or state. So yeah, it's definitely a different environment than the state, for sure. They can't have TVs, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in here done Fed time? I don't think they can have TVs in the feds. I believe you can have, back in the day, like before I paroled and stuff, you could have a Walkman that had the capability to hook up to the TV, and they would have a TV in the day room. And if it was cell living, you could stand at your door and hook the device up to the TV in the day room and listen for like that way. But you'd have to watch from your cell door, the TV. So you probably couldn't even really see it, but depending on what cell you're in. So it's just, yeah, it's a much different environment, as far as like that kind of stuff goes. But yeah, I don't, I heard it was lovely. And then I've been hearing lately that the feds, like, hearing what certain individuals that just got transferred over to the feds from California are going through. It seems like either they're really treating them differently because of, who they are or whatever, or that's just the way it is now. But I've heard a lot of stories like, from Chad Marks, and stories about Beaumont and stuff. And it's definitely a different situation over there, I think, bro. But like, again, I didn't do time in the feds. I'm just speaking on what I've learned through people and cellies that I've had that have done time in the feds and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Prison is fucked up no matter where you're at. It's a poisonous root? Holy shit. Shit's poisonous? Popular in the Caribbean? What do you mean it's poisonous? Does it like, what is it, like long term? Because they're eating that shit like it's like candy.
Managed to contain their enthusiasm, but hunger is still the best relish.
Oh.
I'm really hungry.
Food is my biggest worry. I've got no family here in town which could bring me food.
Oh, so they can get food from family. Oh, so they can get food brought in from family, though. That doesn't fucking really make much of a difference if you don't have family real near, but...
So it's boiled manioc root every day.
Ugh.
Nothing else. Those without money in this jail have no chance to obtain vitamins or meat. Even though there are no official statistics, the relief organizations maintain that malnutrition is the main cause of death in Madagascar's prisons.
I can't take being here. I can't be locked in a jail with so little to eat. If I don't get enough to eat, I won't survive here long.
Life here is very harsh. The food is really unbearable. Every day it's always the same thing, manioc. It makes us sick. It's infested with small worms. They're bad for your health.
The guards, incidentally, bring their own food from home. The prison administration says it can do nothing. There's no money for better food. Madagascar is destitute, and the central prison is right at the bottom of the government's list of priorities.
The government of Madagascar gives us this food. Our job is solely to administer the stores of manioc and see that the roots are cooked. There's only manioc.
Nor has Samuel hardly eaten anything else for years. One of Antanimora's oldest inmates, he leans listlessly against the wall of his cell. He can't take anymore. He says he's been doing jail time in Madagascar for 38 years, and he's never once seen a judge.
One day, a policeman turned up and said, "Come with me." And then they put me in prison. I don't know why. Then they said I'd killed somebody. I don't know anything about that. There are no papers, no documents, but now I am here. Probably for the rest of my life.
Samuel is 75.
I don't know what you expect me to say. I'm tired, so tired. I can't live here anymore. I just sit, the food here, the manioc, I can't take it anymore. Everything hurts. My skin is peeling off. I just want to go home.
Back in Block B. To quench his thirst in the unbearable heat, Frenchman Bernard has only 2 bottles of water per day.
Wow.
The native boys here are used to the tap water. But as a foreigner, I can't tolerate it. I need bottled water. I'm lucky. My family brings it in for me. If you've got nobody outside, you're in big trouble. That's how it is in here.
The notorious prison of Antanimora. Horribly overcrowded and claustrophobic. Unbelievably dirty. But here is what the prisoners are afraid of the most. It is called the hellhole. Why? More on that coming up later. The women's block. The men from the Red Cross begin their fight against the plague. They set a good 3 dozen rat traps. Everything is carefully planned. They position the traps along the walls, the same path the creatures always travel. The female prisoners with their babies and toddlers regard the activity as a small shimmer of hope in order to at least prevent the worst.
I hope that there'll be less sickness, and above all, no plague, and that it gets cleaner here, more hygienic, after they catch the rats.
In the men's block, the men from the Red Cross set the traps considerably later, for good reason, but more of that later on. Sunday. One of the 2 weekly visiting days in the central prison of Madagascar. At a side entrance, the relatives of the inmates stand in line, waiting for hours to see their nearest and dearest, to talk together for a brief time. On the other side waits Riza. His wife, too, is expected today. The 43-year-old is nervous. Like most of his fellow inmates, he is dependent on this visit.
The real importance is that we get the news from home, how the kids are going, how everything is going outside. And most of all, it's important, but because it's the only time where we can get our food for the week.
The time has come. It's Riza's turn. He hasn't seen his wife, Tanteli, for 13 days. Now the couple has 10 minutes. 10 minutes for news of the family, private matters, and most of all, news about Riza's trial. Tontali visited the court on his behalf. That's what they're discussing now. The gifts she has brought cannot be given to him here.
I'm glad to have seen him, but at the same time very sad. We're used to seeing each other every day. We were always together, and now we can't be.
Riza needs money in jail, and at the same time can no longer provide for his family. Tontali doesn't know where to turn.
We can't pay our son's school fees any longer, so he's not going to school. There's nothing we can do. I feel so helpless.
And they really could use some extra cash right now, because the judge has proposed a solution, one that is not exactly unusual for Madagascar.
She brought me the news from the judge and the lawyers.
Unapologetic American, what's going on, brother? Just chilling, man, vibing out. Hey, question, bro. I don't want to get into depth on it on here, but did somebody attempt to go into Mar-a-Largo at 1:30 a.m. today? I know you'll know. I haven't looked it up, so I don't know, but somebody came in here and said somebody tried to go into Mar-a-Largo at 1:30 and got popped. I just want to know if it's true or not. No? Did you hear about that by chance? Yeah, let me know if you see something.
And we have to pay the judge, and he's asking for 600,000 ariat, and he will release me.
$190 for his acquittal. Clearly extortion. Yet money makes the world go round, especially behind bars. A bribe is necessary before Tontali can get the clothing and food that she has packed for Riza inside. The auxiliary guards, or trustees, get a transportation fee for this service. Every door requires a tax. Half an hour after Tontali's visit, her bag has arrived in Riza's block. The trustees are permanently underway in the prison with bags and baskets, delivering them to the prisoners for payment. Riza has to pay about 30 cents for his bag to be transported, 1/4 of the average daily wage in Madagascar.
Well, everybody gets money here, starting from the chief of post downstairs up to here, upstairs. If you want a better bed or an individual bed, you have to pay something to the chief of the room.
Yet not even a VIP spot has any protection against cockroaches.
Right?
Good spots, says Riza, cost about $19 per week. The average monthly wage in Madagascar amounts to about $33. The more money a prisoner has, the better his chances of survival. The second way to get by is to become a trustee or auxiliary guard. They wear a special armband. The trustees transport goods into the prison and are in charge of locking and unlocking all the doors. In addition, they enjoy certain privileges, like being locked up later. Anybody wanting to become a trustee apparently pays the guards a backhander, or so claim many of the inmates. The prison management disputes this.
There's a committee, a confidential committee, which selects the privileged prisoners. These are inmates with a record of good behavior. I myself am the chairman of this committee, and I assure you, we receive no money.
The business deals, in our eyes, are simply a way to ensure peace and quiet in the prison. We're not involved. They are purely between the inmates. But it maintains law and order, so we consider it a good thing.
Superintendent Mora earns the equivalent of $215 a month. He drives a brand new motorbike. But his job is a daily challenge. Keeping over 3,000 prisoners in line with just a few men in one of the toughest jails in the world. Among them violent criminals and multiple murderers. Despite obsolete weapons and little ammunition, Mora and his men manage quite well as a rule. Only once has Mora ever had to fire his weapon on duty, in the air, when a group of prisoners tried to escape during a fire in 2006.
We fired into the air, not at the prisoners. That was enough to intimidate them. They didn't get any further.
It seems absurd. The guards in Antanimora carry no weapons, only a few cudgels and nightsticks, while there are female prisoners running around the women's block with huge knives. And searches in the cells of the men's block are only casually conducted by the auxiliary guards. At any moment, an inmate can go berserk, become violent. Lethal utensils can be purchased quite openly. Frenchman Bernard has not yet been able to get used to this bizarre situation.
It is pretty weird that one can buy razor blades in jail.
The 43-year-old would never own up to his fear. Instead, he discloses his golden rule.
In here, you've got to stay calm. Keep your cool. Stay in your place. Do not provoke anybody.
For troublemakers in Antanimora, the guards are ready with this, the place that scares them all. Solitary, the isolation cell. There are 3 of them in East Africa's toughest jail. They call it the hellhole, and the name says it all.
Wow. This was a hole.
Anyone who steps out of line is locked up here for as long as the guards think necessary. Half rations.
Look at that. Look at that. That's all fucking feces and shit. Vomit. Look at that. They probably don't even clean them. They probably don't even ever clean these cells. You know how foul that thing probably stinks? Like, that's a hole. Motherfuckers want to talk about going to the shoe in the hole where you can have a TV and shit. Like, hell to the no, I'm good. Again, if you go to a place like this and ever go back, you are a dummy.
No toilet, no yard exercise, isolation.
If we only imposed some lax punishment, it would not act as a deterrent. They'd only get up to more mischief. Some men need something more harsh, and only this cell can stop them. That is really necessary.
Anyone?
Yeah, that's crazy. So it is true. Unapologetic American man. I'm gonna have to man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's like the 3rd person that showed up there to try to do something, man. That's wild, bro. You pretty dumb though, man, if you're gonna walk up. Like, what are you just walking up with a gas can? Bro, what are you thinking? Like, you know you're gonna get dusted.
Caught with drugs, or injures a fellow inmate, or is found with a cell phone, lands in here.
I often get abuse and insults from the men I lock up in here. They've threatened me, saying that they will kill me. They say, "You're locking me in here now, but I'll find you after I'm released, and then I'll kill you."
Such things do not leave Mora cold.
Nothing's going to happen to me in here, I'm sure. But outside is another matter. I don't go out evenings anymore. I don't go into the town's entertainment district anymore.
Shit, man, you had allegedly 2 people heavily, involved up there in California that took out a correctional officer on his way home from work.
I'm very careful what I do and where I go.
But in here, thanks to the hellhole, Mora intimidates the men. They all talk of it in the jail. This prisoner broke
allegedly in Minecraft
the solitary record, spending 30 days in the hellhole.
All you can do is sit around in there. Sit around and sleep. But you're virtually sitting on your own excrement, sitting around and sleeping.
I saw some of it. I gotta, a matter of fact, hey, bro, that's what I'm gonna do after this live. I'm gonna go watch it, bro. So for those that don't know, there was a time, Unapologetic American remembers this, other people remember this. There was a time where church, and me had some type of little issue, and he put a video up on his channel with me in it. And he took it down. He ended up taking it down. But it's funny because I've just been watching this dude's, it's not funny, but it's just crazy, watching this dude's decline. And I mean, he tried to he wanted, he was trying to ruin me, you know what I mean? And it was actually pretty crazy. But and just the what he said in the video was insane, man. Just insane. And I kind of wish he wouldn't have took it down now because anyways, I digress. But he's definitely on a downward spiral, bro. And I saw a little bit of it and how paranoid he was, bro, about his staff and stuff. And just I saw a little bit of it, but I haven't watched the entirety. So I'm gonna watch it, bro. I'm gonna watch it after I get off the live, bro. I'm gonna go in the room and chill and watch it because yeah, bro, that shit seems fucking interesting to me, dude. I can't believe, dude, what's happened to that guy, man. He had the fucking whole world at the fucking tips of his fingers, man, and he just fucking it up, man.
I didn't have any clothes like these. I was naked down to my underpants. It's damned tough. You can't even take a spoon in there with you, so you have to eat with your hands. But your hands are filthy with your own excrement. So you can imagine what it's like.
I think mind control could be real. I think they got technology that we have no idea about. I mean, that's honest. Hey, Brent. Hey, much love, brother. Hey, thank you, man. Absolutely, bro. No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm fine. Brother, I changed my number and everything, bro. I mean, that's how much I'm done with it, bro. Like I'm done. Like I'm completely over it, bro. Like done. I just moving on, bro. Bigger and better things, man. But yeah, no, I believe in mind control. I think they have technology and shit that we are way unaware of, man. And I think there's a lot of stuff that's happening. I don't want to get too deep on it, but there's I mean, I think we all know. I mean, I think the food is all messed up, man, and just everything, man. It's crazy. And this is a question that presented something that my coworker that came over yesterday presented to me. And it really, honestly, it kind of fucking made me think, where are they getting all this meat from for the entire world? Like, seriously, think about it. Like, how are they getting all this meat for the entire world? Think about how much meat sits in the grocery stores, and every grocery store across America, across the world. Think about it. Just think about it. Stop and think about it for a minute. All the meat that they throw out because it's the date goes bad and people didn't buy it or whatever. I mean, and all the people just think about how much meat. How are they getting all this meat? Think about it. I mean, just ask yourself that. Do you really think there's that many fucking animals and shit in the farm that feeding the whole world? I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just saying, think about it. Think about that shit, man. That's real. Think about that shit. We already know they're making artificial shit and stuff now and doing weird shit in like fucking labs and shit. Like, think about it.
Evening falls in the central prison of Madagascar. The people from the Red Cross are now going on a rat hunt in the men's block, setting their traps in the 4 blocks of Antanimora.
But these rats carry the plague, right? Rats carry plague, right?
It is the time of...
Rats can transfer plague, right? I am correct in that, I believe. So, yeah, those rats are deadly. They got the plague. Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. Like, I wouldn't doubt it. Allegedly in Minecraft, right? Like, I wouldn't doubt it. Allegedly in Minecraft. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, 3D meat printing. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, dude. There's something like that's crazy, bro. They're putting shit in the meat and fucking all kinds of weird shit. My question is, why would they report him missing at 7:59 p.m. if he's 21 years old? That would be my question. I'm gonna have to look into this now. Yeah, I have to say that, man, because man, you know, you're talking about fucking McDonald's and shit, man. Like, you know, you just never know, man. I like to try and just always say allegedly or in Minecraft, man, because yeah, but why would they be reporting a 21-year-old missing at 7:51? So he must have either told them that he was going to be doing something or had plans of doing something or was unstable, or he was mentally ill and like they had like custody over him or conservatorship over him or something. Because why would they report a 21-year-old missing at 7:51 p.m.? You get what I'm saying? Like there has to be more to that. Well, I'm sure there's got to be more to that. There's just no way. Like that doesn't make sense unless he had been missing for a few days or something already, and they were concerned. But there's got to be more to that. There's going to be more to that to come out. That just because he's a 21-year-old. Now, if it was a child, like a youngster, like a 17-year-old or something, I could see that. But a 21-year-old, like why are they reporting him missing at 7:59? You know. So something's up. There's more to that story. That's wild. I'm gonna look into it after I get off and shit too. But yeah, this
day when the first rats venture out of their holes, attracted by the trash lying around everywhere, and now the bait in the Red Cross traps. Unfortunately, this is also attractive to the inmates.
Most of them are eating only manioc, cassava. During the day. So of course, if they can see a fish and some fruit, it's a vitamin and some things like that. Why not to imagine that I will be the first one to do it? If I'm starving, almost starving, I will be the first one to do it. You know. So it's to prevent that. The food is for the rats, unfortunately, but and not for the detainees now.
So they're giving the rats fish, but not the. Wow. They're using fish for rat bait, but they're not giving. Whoa. This is wild.
That is why they only set the traps at dusk in the men's prison, after most of the prisoners have been locked up for the night.
That's crazy because they'll steal the fucking bait. So they do it after everybody's locked up because the inmates will steal the bait out of the traps. That's so fucking sad, man. This is bad, dude. This is horrible, man. I don't want to ever hear anybody fucking bitch about fucking prisons in US again. Because this is like fucking next level fucking diabolical shit. I'm just saying, man, like this is fucked up. Anyone who grown their own veggies knows that colors are off a bit. Interesting, Casket. We were just talking about meat colors, me and Leslie. These huge companies definitely spray the veggies with either a dye or some kind of, oh yeah, for sure, preservative. Absolutely. You ever notice like the stuff in the store is like waxy, bro? And like if you and you know, like you said, you know, if you've grown veggies, you know, like Leslie and me used to have a garden at our, at our spot in Cali. And you know, it's not waxy, bro. It's not waxy like that. And like the shit in the stores is like it's almost like, bro, it's crazy, bro. But yes, absolutely. Yes, still the bait. Noted, right? That's like, hey, for out there, they got to hold it like prison rule number 1 would be totally different than out here. Hang on real quick. What's up, honey? Yeah. Hey, give me a second real quick, guys. I'm going to keep playing the video for you. Hold on.
Viewed by the hungry and curious, where they lie again tonight, shoulder to shoulder, packed together, on the floor, up to 150 in a cell for 30. While outside, hopefully, the rats will be enticed into the traps, tonight in Antanimura. The next morning, the staff from the Red Cross and Pasteur Institute gather their traps. The catch is good. They have caught 80 rats last night alone. Many inmates are curious. Some are amused. Few know that the fleas infesting them could carry the fatal plague. Now the animals await their death in a soap solution. Volunteers drown the rodents. So as to burn them later behind the prison. They know themselves this operation is only a drop in the ocean. The captured rodents are only a small percentage of the more than 1,000 rats infesting the central prison of Madagascar.
Wild, man.
Behind the walls, Riza has just received some bad news. His wife has been unable to raise enough money to bribe the judge. He has sentenced Riza to 3 months in Antanimura.
I was astonished because I didn't expect such sentence. I can't stand it, but I can't do otherwise. I can't escape from here. So I've tried to negotiate with the guys downstairs to take care about the sentence, but they are always asking money, so I said I can't afford it, so I'll stay as I am.
3 more months in the hell of Antanimura. Young Ricardo receives his sentence 1 week later, 1.5 months. Nana in the women's block is still awaiting trial. Bernard was able to leave jail 2 nights later. He supposedly bought himself out. And old Samuel will likely remain here till the end of his days. Here in Antanimura, where the average prison term amounts to 5 years, where 3,000 inmates share a space designed for 900, where everyone just somehow tries to survive.
All right, so that makes a little more sense. Unapologetic American. Yeah, I figured there had to be more to that because it just didn't. It didn't seem like. Yeah, it didn't seem like. Yeah, that just seems strange to me. So yeah, he was missing for a few days. Traveled down there. That's crazy, bro, man. I would not want to be the motherfucking president of the United States, bro. especially going through what this dude's going through now with everything. I'm just saying, he's got a lot on his plate, bro. You know, it ain't good stuff on his plate either. From some of the stuff I'm seeing and reading, I'm like, E. But yeah, man, shit's gotten wild. So what's everybody doing today, man? What's everybody? I'm probably gonna get off here in a minute. I'll probably close it out with a song or something. But what's everybody doing? What do you guys got going on this Sunday? We might be going to the beach this afternoon. Go chill. Go rejoice in Mother Yord. I might affect the way you eat, but there's a documentary called Food Inc. Oh, hey, I've seen that, bro. Yeah, it's all about how our food is treated. Hey, bro. Hey, I used to work for a company, right? I'm not going to say the name, but I used to work for a company that pretty much did all the maintenance for Publix. And I'll just say that, yeah, things aren't always handled with the greatest of care. I'll just say that. You know, I would go in there to literally do repairs, you know what I mean? Tile repair, whatever. Like, and usually it's just throwing a Band-Aid on it, just a fast, quick fix. It's never was like trying to fix it like the right way. It was always just, you know, just get it, make it look like it did as best you can. And but yeah, I mean, it's just working in there all the time, every day, going in there to different Publix across Florida. Used to be eye-opening to the stuff that I would see. I'll just say that. Kids want shoes. Shit, man. That's good stuff, bro. What kind of shoes they wear? What kind of shoes they like to wear, Chief? What style are they into? Skater stuff, running shoes, sports shoes? Today I'm cleaning fishing reels. That's right. Got 4 down while listening, about 15 to go. Hey, that's right. Hey, Casket, check this out, bro. I'm getting ready to go down and visit Rick soon. He's not too far from me. And man, bro, sooner or later we need to link up, dog. You're in Florida, bro. We need to link up, dog. We need to go fishing, bro. So yeah, fuck that shit, dog. And I'm down. I'll fucking, you know, we can meet halfway, however, bro. But we need to link up and go fishing, dog. I need to renew my fishing license before I can go, though. I was gonna go yesterday and I thought about it. I'm not even chancing it, bro. I'm not even chancing it, bro. I already know how the fishing game is out here. I am not chancing that shit, bro. You lose your license and everything, bro. You can lose your driver's license out here for that shit. I was like, I'm not even chancing it, bro. I'm not throwing a pole in the water. It ain't happening. So I'm gonna go to Walmart, man, and renew that shit today. Yeah, they do, Chaz. They got Bob some sandwiches, but watch out for them chicken strips, dog. That's all I'll say, bro. Watch out for them chicken strips, dog. Because I used to love getting the chicken sandwiches, the chicken strip sandwiches, where they chop them up and they put the fucking sauce on it and everything. Nah, not no more. DC's, Vans, Kappa, that's right. Skater shoes, man. I still wear skater shoes, bro. I got a pair of DC's in there right now, a pair of red and black ones. I wear them all the time, man. I love DC's. He's about 2 hours from me. So, and you know where I'm at. So he's about, I'd say 2 hours west or so. So yeah. Yeah, dude, we need to do something, bro. And I'm sure he'd be down to meet you too, bro. You know, but yeah, man, we need to do that, man. Oh, you can do it right on the. Oh, dude, I'm gonna do that then, bro. I'm gonna do it with the card. Right, I'm gonna do it right now. I didn't know that. All right, I'm gonna do that. That way, I don't have to go do it. I'll do that then. Yeah, because I'm not fucking around, dude. Fishing without a permit, bro. I've already heard like they fucking take that shit real serious out here. Take us to Area 51. Oh yeah, bro. Any evasive species, bro, you can whack them, bro. So like any invasive species, bro. I mean, you can even whack the fucking the iguanas, I think, legally out here. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but like the invasive species like that, like pythons or certain things, yeah, you can take them out no matter what because they're evasive. They're not supposed to be here. Actually, you're supposed to take them out. I think in some senses, there's certain animals that you're like supposed to try and take out or call animal control if you see them because they're evasive. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. They got a massive python problem out here, bro. And what it is people getting pythons for pets and then just letting them out, bro. You know what I mean? And these things fucking grow massive, dude. Massive. I've seen these massive pythons out here, man. So, yeah, it's crazy, bro. Hey, that's cool though, Chief. Hey, bro, that's dope. Hey, I had an uncle, bro, right? That all he would wear is this is all he ever wore, bro. He wore Levi boot cut, jeans, cowboy boots with a white t-shirt, bro, and a belt. That's all he ever wore, bro. He had multiple pairs and shit, but that's all he ever wore. My uncle, man, that's all he ever wore, man. But nah, hell yeah, cowboy boots are cool, man. That's cool, man. She wants some cowboy boots, man. That's dope. There is a space launch in Florida on February 26th at Kennedy Space Center at 3:56 p.m. Wow, maybe we should do that. February 26th. What's the date right now? We could watch that depending on what day it is. 26th. That's on Thursday. I'll be at work. There's no way I could do that. Yeah, I'll be at work at that time. I was gonna say if it was on a decent day on like a weekend or I could do it. But yeah. I wish they would do them on like a Friday night or like, you know what I mean, on a Saturday or something so people can watch it. You can actually see them from my house, bro, when they take off. Like if you go out there at the right time, you can see them depending on what direction they're going. You can see them. Yeah. It's crazy. Iguanas, snakehead fish, and pythons are the big three right now that need to be taken when possible. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard, man. Hey, bro, iguanas down south, for those that don't know, like I said, I would do maintenance at Publix, all the Publix throughout fucking Florida. I would go up north, down south, everything, right? I had a company van. But the ones down south, bro, like if you guys don't know, literally you'd be out there and behind Publix, there would just be rows, like just behind Publix, rows of iguanas, big ass iguanas, man. Just rows of them sunbathing. They would climb into the trash cans and shit to get food. Like it was insane how many they were. They were just everywhere. Like there's so many iguanas out there, and the reason why they're evasive in their shit because they're messing up the storm walls and the like all the walls that they build for houses and stuff along the waterways and shit. They get in there and they start digging, and it fucks everything up, man. So it's crazy. Dolly, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dolly. Yeah, if you haven't, please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, all that good stuff. But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with a song, guys, and jump off of here. I just wanted to come on and hang out this morning and chill with you guys. Positive vibes. Again, I had a few things to say at the beginning of the video. If you want to rewind and listen, you can. If you don't care, then that's fine too. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Me and Leslie are going to go to the beach a little later and just going to chill, man. But But I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. Lady Savannah, Dolly, Casket, Chaz, man, everybody in here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man. Chief, much love. No Thugs on YouTube, and that is a good one. Facebook posts don't add up. Always some shady shit. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of misinformation on Facebook posts and stuff too. 750. Yeah, see, that's crazy, bro. I figured there was something going on. Yeah, but salute to you, man. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. That's a new name I've never seen. So salute, welcome. Unapologetic American. I appreciate you, brother. Snowplow, I know you were in here. I don't know if you're still here. I love you, sis. Elevated Minds, I don't know if you're still in here. I hope you have a great day. Brent, all you guys, man, much love. I hope you guys, Local Poacher, all you guys, man, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go ahead and jump off, and I'm going to close it out with this song right here.
We've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face is dirty, dreadlocked in for the main. He asked the man for what he could spare with shame in his eyes. Get a job, you fucking slobs, how he replied. God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in his shoes. Then you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Got pregnant from a kid named Tom, said he was in love. Said, don't worry about a thing, baby, doll, on the man you've been dreaming of. But 3 months later, he said he won't date or return her call. And she swear, goddamn, it's fun that man cutting off his balls. And she heads for the clinic and she gets some static walking through the door. They call her a killer, and they call her a sinner, and they call her a whore. But God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in her shoes. 'Cause then you really might know what it's like to have to choose. Then you really might know what it's like. 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 Seen a rich man beg, I seen a good man sin, I seen a tough man cry. I seen a loser win and a sad man grin, I heard an honest man lie. I seen the good side of bad and the downside of up and everything between. I licked the silver spoon, drank from the golden cup, and smoked the finest green. Struck the baddest dimes these a couple of times before I broke their heart. You know where it ends, yo, it usually depends on where you start. This kid named Max used to get fat stacks out on the corner with drugs. He liked to hang out late, he liked to get shit-faced and keep the pace with thugs. Till late one night, there was a big gunfight and Max lost his head. He pulled out his Chrome 45, talked some shit and wound up dead. Now his wife and his kids are caught in the midst of all of his pain. that way, at least that's what they say when you play the game. God forbid you ever had to wake up to hear the news. Then you really might know what it's like to have to lose. Then you really might know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like.